It's time for high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel is presented by Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCWLIFE channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. Now let's go live for all the action for tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE channel.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wildcat Stadium. Along with Grant Olson, I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCWLIFE channel as we bring you Big Nine football tonight. It's the Eastmont Wildcats taking on the Eisenhower Cadets. Eastmont coming in 3-0 in Big Nine play, 6-1 on the season. And Grant, for whatever reason, aside from the players on this team and maybe their families, there's not a lot of buy-in right now for Eastmont so far.
There really isn't. They have the #1 defense in the Big Nine. They've had that the entire season. Yet nobody's really sold on this program yet, other than the people that have seen this team play week after week after week. And now another test for this defense tonight against the #2 offense in the Big Nine.
Yeah, Drew Cornegie is their quarterback, and it's been kind of a mixed bag so far. We're going to talk to Michael Don coming up on the pregame show in just a little bit about what to expect tonight. He says, I don't know. They've had one game where they'll run it forever. In fact, 300 yards rushing for their big running back, who's what, number 2-3 in the Big Nine.
Right.
But also, you know, they've thrown for massive yards in different games. So he doesn't know what to expect.
You know, I think it's going to be the old football adage, ground and pound tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of not only Tally for Eastmont and Welton and Massey. We're going to see a lot of Damian Pacheco, who's one of the top rushers in the Big Nine, and Demario Morgan, the big fullback, 6'2", 205 pounds. I can see him leading the way for Pacheco, and I think we're going to see a lot of ground game tonight.
Grant and I were also talking about the fact that this could be a quick game. If both teams stick to the ground here, this could be a clock-chewing affair. Now, the Eastmont defense is going to be a little bit hampered tonight without the services of Christian Tonga, who is undergoing the concussion protocol, so he's out.
And of all the games to be out against a very run-heavy team, this isn't the week. But you got to be safe with these kids nowadays, especially. But boy, that's going to be a big loss for the Wildcats tonight. We'll see how they adjust to that.
We'll come back and talk to Michael Don on the pregame show. We'll also have the quarterback who didn't start the season as the starting quarterback, Carson Everhart, as we continue on the pregame show coming up here from Wildcat Stadium. It's the Eastmont Wildcats hosting the Ike Cadets next on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
What's your Automoca emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Our pregame show continues here on the NCWLIFE channel as we get ready for Ike and Eastmont tonight. And now talking with head coach Michael Don. Well, Coach, you guys keep taking care of business one week after another. I know that's the goal. How are the kids coming along?
Kids are coming along great. They've been working, and they feel confident right now, and we just keep plugging away and making things happen. And they keep progressing as the year goes on. We see a lot of young guys growing in front of our eyes, so that's been good for us.
Tale of two halves last week. Offensively for you, things clicked pretty well in the first half and kind of came to a grinding halt in the second half. What do you learn from that, and what does that make for you as a teaching tool for this week?
We just have to make sure that we finish and make sure we're on top of things, and we adjust when they adjust. They made some adjustments at halftime, and we weren't able to make those same adjustments in the second half on the fly. It's one thing we've struggled with a little bit, is making adjustments on the fly. Young groups sometimes has trouble seeing things without practicing it, but we have to keep working on it. So this week we threw some things at them, and we tried to make them adjust on the fly without thinking much and just saying, hey, you never know what we're going to see. And they worked at it, and hopefully we got it this week.
Well, let's focus in on Eisenhower. You go against the #1 offense last week, #2 offense this week. It looks like they've got kind of a mix of run and pass. What are you expecting?
We don't know. Honestly, they've gone a week where they've thrown 10 passes, they've thrown 45 passes, they've thrown 39 passes. You really don't know what you're going to get. Running back, we do know the running back. We're going to get a heavy dose of the running back. He's averaging 30 carries a game. Has had some big games early in the year in their non-league schedule, but he's still been consistent. 30-some carries, about 100 and some yards every week, and they got a big senior-laden offensive line, and so we expect a good match.
How do you keep the kids focused on this game when you have that prize out there that's only now 3 weeks away? You've got Wenatchee coming up down the pike. How do you keep them focused?
That's easy. When you only get one spot in your league and you know you're fighting for one berth, you can't take weeks off. There's really no room for error. And so we just kind of focus on one game at a time, and our kids know that they got to win every game and they got to take care of business. And they've seen Ike play well against a lot of teams. You know, they take Sunnyside to the wire. They take Wenatchee to the wire. They beat a good Federal Way school. And they've just kind of found ways to stay in games. And so we know it's going to be a tough battle, and so our kids are definitely not looking past them.
There's a question I haven't asked you yet, and we're this far into the season. I think it's a safe question to ask you. Who's been the biggest surprise individually for you this year?
Individually, surprise would probably be, as weird as it is, Kalen Massey, just because we moved him positions and it's kind of made the biggest impact for us, is him playing running back and a little bit of receiver catching the ball for us. It's been a big surprise, and it's helped our offense tremendously.
How has that been with him moving out and then putting Carson in there at quarterback? Are they helping each other? How's that work?
Yeah, it was a real seamless transition. We did it in the middle of a game. We made a move, and Kalen was on the sideline helping Carson. He was the first person to talk to him after he threw the game-ending interception against West Valley Spokane, and so he had his back, and they've kind of had each other's backs all year, and it really has never been an animosity thing or a down thing. It's all about the team, and there's a reason he's a captain, and it's because he's team first.
How are you health-wise coming into this one? I know Christian kind of tumbled over on us last Friday after that big fumble recovery in the end zone. How's he coming, and how are you, the rest of the team?
We're doing all right. Really, for the most part, we're pretty healthy. Christian's not playing this week, but we'll get him back next week against Moses Lake. He's moving forward, and he's going to be okay. And really just, other than that, everybody's healthy and ready to go.
Okay. Well, keep everybody healthy tonight, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. Michael Don, head coach for the Eastmont Wildcats, will come back. And speaking of Carson Everhart, we'll talk to him on the pregame show coming up next on the NCWLIFE channel.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Our pregame show continues here on the NCWLIFE channel as we get ready for Ike and Eastmont tonight. And Carson Everhart, who's been moved into the quarterback position. You've done very nicely. Congratulations on that switch.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk about that. It was second half in Spokane. Coach says, I need you to go in there. What was that like for you?
I wasn't ready for it, He told me I was going in at half, and I thought he was kind of joking at first. And then right before the half started, he was like, no, you're actually going in. So then I had to get ready super fast, but I think I handled it pretty well for my first real time playing varsity. So yeah, I felt I was pretty I was ready for it, I think.
How did your team accept it? I mean, since then, obviously they've surrounded you and supported you. Do you find that? Is that the case?
Yeah, Massey was super supportive the whole time. He was never down on me or negative because I took his spot. He was happy that it would add a new element to the team, Yeah. So
well, and talk about that combination, because since you've come in and he's moved out to that slot or wing or wherever you guys put him, man, that's been pretty potent.
Oh yeah, he's one of the fastest guys on the team, and you know, I'm just really confident throwing to him. He's really good in like the open field, so if I get him the ball, I know he'll do good things.
We in the booth last week were saying, gosh, man, if you can hit Tanner Nelson a few more times, that looks like it's open. And you guys were just not quite connecting.
Yeah.
What do you guys do to try to get that to where you need it to be?
There was some miscommunications on the field in one of our games. Other times, it's just like not enough practice between me and him. So we've been staying after practice, trying to get extra work in. So for this week, I think it'll be pretty good.
Now, truth be told, I've known Carson since he was about like this tall, and now, yeah, this is ridiculous. How do you stay humble with all this? I mean, you guys are undefeated in Big Nine. Your team's getting to the goals you want to try to reach, and then you get moved in. You're the star quarterback now. How do you stay grounded?
You know, I just have to focus each week as it comes. You know, I haven't focused on Moses Lake or Wenatchee or even playoffs yet. It's just like keep focusing on the things that I'm not so good at. So just keep trying to get better at what I'm not good at and what I am good at. So just trying to get better every week.
How did that feel for that rollout you did with that long touchdown pass to Massey? That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. At first, I just remember throwing it and thinking, oh, well, that's a spiral. And then I looked down.
It looked pretty. Okay, got it.
I looked down at Massey, and I was like, oh, that's a pick. And then it just was right in the breadbasket, and that was pretty good.
Well, have a good game tonight. Best of luck. Stay healthy, and we'll talk to you later on.
All right, thank you. See you then.
Carson Everhart joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back with the lineups and kickoff next from Wildcat Stadium here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Choose the pros, alignment pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back once again here to Wildcat Stadium as the captains are out there in the center of the field for the Eastmont Wildcats. That means Kalen Massey is out there along with Wesley McElwain. They're joined at the center of the field by Carson Payne and by Jaron Schneider. The captains for Sunnyside there as well, along with our head official from the Chelan County Officials Association, Dennis Brandstetter, going over the rules here as well as the coin toss, as it will be a Sunnyside choice. The Sunnyside captains, Zachariah Koskakart. He's out there along with Drew Reyes. And Eastmont won the toss again and will defer to the second half. So Eastmont will be on defense. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for tonight's ball game. First for the Ike Cadets with a record of 3-4 overall, 1-2 in Big Nine play, as announced by their head coach Gary Jimenez. He's assisted by Christian McDonald, Isaac Cunningham, Adam Wright, Jason Chase, Ryan Watson, Sam Thornhing, Jared Doby, Matt Snodgrass, Jonathan Herrera, Taylor Elmo, David Gonzalez, and Eddie Sanchez. The starters up front on the offensive line. It's an all-senior offensive line, and Grant, it's a big offensive line. At tackle, Christian Soberanis, a 6'1", 235-pound senior. The right guard is Javier Castro, a 5'11", 255-pound senior. Torrin Meeks is the center, a 5'9", 195-pound senior. Chance Ward, the left guard, 6'3", 255 and a senior. Zachariah Koskarat is the left tackle at 6'2", 235. The tight end you'll see a lot is Will Yoakum, a 6', 200-pound senior. The wideouts, they'll go with a 2, 3, even a 4-man set on the outside. DeAnthony Smith Gary's a 5'10", 190-pound junior. Drew Reyes is the one you're really going to watch. He's a 5'11", 170-pound senior. And the other wideout, Malachi Spurrier, a 5'9", 170-pound junior. In the backfield, it's Paco Sanchez, the fullback, Damian Pacheco, the tailback, and Drew Cornegie is the quarterback. He's a good one. Number 3, Drew Cornegie, for the Ike Cadets. Eastmont has the ball teed up. Massey will kick it away. It will bounce short and be taken by the return man at the 10-yard line to the 15 to the 20. And that's about it for DeAnthony Smith-Gary on the return here for Eisenhower. And the Cadets will have it first down as we are underway here at Wildcat Stadium. Thanks for joining us tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Yeah, that was kind of a break for Eastmont. I think that ball might have rolled out of bounds if Smith-Gary wouldn't have picked that up.
It was close. Defensively for the Wildcats, let me get them first up front here. Christian Flores and Max Prazier are the tackles. Prazier playing in the tackle spot for Christian Tonga tonight as he's in that concussion protocol. The ends, Will Rounds and Dominic Torres. The linebackers, Jaron Schneider and Chance Garcia. The corners, Oscar Calvillo and Wesley McElwain. The safeties, Jeremy Gregerson, Jordan Jessup, and Chance Garcia, along with Preston Esparza. So there we go. The lineups here as we get ready for football on the NCWLIFE channel. Handoff, a look out, coming up the middle across the 30, 35, 40, getting out towards midfield, breaking tackles as he goes. Finally stumbled down at the 41-yard line of Eastmont. Damian Pacheco, who came into the night the #1 rusher in the Big Nine with 1,000 yards, and you get a good idea why he's so good.
And you also get a good idea of a mature and veteran offensive line. That was a gaping hole over that right side and a 41-yard gain for Pacheco.
To the Eastmont, they'll put him down at the 43, so that's where Eisenhower will have it first down and 10. Will they stay to the ground here? The quarterback, Pacheco, gets the snap from center, rolling to his right. Cornegie, he's going to keep it himself and come out of bounds here near sideline in front of the Eastmont bench after a 2-yard gain as he's chased out by Jeremy Gregerson.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. That's what the Eastmont defensive line wants to put on Cornegie tonight. Force them to run the ball or throw, which they don't want to do, but pressure is the key to Eastmont's defense.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the right hash mark. Eastmont out there in those blue uniform tops. Coaching staff wearing the pink tonight as it is the Cancer Awareness Week here and Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the month of October. Cornegie gets the snap from center, turns, hands it to Pacheco over the right side. Dive play just right up the middle. Eastmont, after the initial advancement, is able to come and swarm him down, but not before he gets it down to the 36-yard line. Going to be 3rd down and 3 yards coming up.
Pacheco only 5'7", 155, but he's got a lot of power. He drug a few defensive players for Eastmont in that 3-yard gain.
Came in with 211 carries, 1,018 yards, a 4.8-yard average, and leading the Big Nine on the ground, scoring with 11 touchdowns coming in. He will line up about 9 yards deep here on a 3rd down and 3. They'll turn, hand it to him left side. He's looking to pick his way around the corner. Eastmont trailing him down, and they're going to get him for the stop on the play. Great job on the far side for the Wildcats as Snyder comes over there to help out on the stop. Good pursuit, and they didn't let him get to the corner.
Loss of 3 yards on the play. It was great pursuit. Devin Snyder had a great defensive game last week against Sunnyside, and a good start for Snyder again here tonight.
It'll be a punting situation. Thomas Opplinger is the punter. He's the 3rd best in the Big Nine with a 36.7-yard average. McElwain was doing a lot of the returning in last week's game. It looks like it might be him down there now. Boy, these numbers are so hard to see. The kick away by Opplinger, good spiral kick, and McElwain's going to let it go over his head and through the end zone, and so it'll be a touchback. So Eastmont will get some pretty decent field position.
Pretty much what you want out of a first possession on defense. If you're the Wildcats, for sure you stop them. They had a little momentum on that big 37-yard run by Pacheco, and that was it. Good defensive stand by Eastmont. They have had just such a solid season on defense. I'll tell you what, Eric, underrated, but very good, very solid team.
Well, they're the top-ranked defense in the Big Nine. They've allowed less than 80 yards rushing per game and just under 100 yards passing per game. Meanwhile, the offense is going to have their hands full. Andrew Snyder, Drew Bergen, Carson Payne, Jack Goodmanson, and Alan Ortega, the offensive line here for Eastmont. They'll turn and hand it right up the middle, and a dive play, good for good yardage on the handoff there. And it was to Kalen Massey, I believe. Everhart kept it. Well, how about that? Gain out to the 27-yard line, gain of 7 yards on the first down play. And that's rare.
It is rare
to see Everhart carry the football. He started under center here. Now will drop back in the shotgun, turn, hand it to Carson Talley. Talley's got blockers in front, but then here comes the Sunnyside defense. He's going to lean forward, though, on the tackle. We'll see if he's got enough for the first down.
They're going to mark him just shy, Eric.
One of the first to get there defensively for the Ike Cadets that time was Paco Sanchez, and it will be enough for a first down.
Pretty good spot.
Well, he was stopped short, but then when he came down to the ground finally, he stretched forward.
Goes back to keeping those legs, keeping them going.
Absolutely. Carson Talley, by the way, 825 yards rushing, coming in with 5 touchdowns on the season for the Eastmont Wildcats. Under center again here is Everhart. He'll turn, hand off, and here is Kalen Massey around the right side, and he is hit hard at the 35-yard line. But, you know, if you can get 5 yards every time you hand the football off, they'll take it. It was Jesse Maguillon on the tackle.
Excellent blocking again around that right side. You mentioned Eastmont's offensive line has kind of come into their own as well. It hasn't been only a defensive show. The line has played really well. Talley wouldn't have over 800 yards this year if it wasn't for that offensive line.
Victor Welton comes out of the lineup. He usually is in a slot or wingback position. In comes, looks like Logan Easley is coming to the near side, the wide side of the field here on 2nd down and 5. Yet to go in the air. They've kept it on the ground so far, have the Wildcats. 5-man defensive front. Handoff, dive play, left side, and ooh, hit hard at the end of the run. We're going to get a flag down at the end of the run on the carry by Carson Talley as he was smacked hard. He fell forward for the first down, and it might be, a hit to the head here.
Very, very careful with that kind of tackling this year. Not only in this level, any kind of level of football, it's a concern. Christian Tonga, we mentioned, out under concussion protocol. Not messing around with that right now because it's such a dangerous thing.
So the first penalty of the ball game comes for a 15-yarder against Eisenhower, and that puts Eastmont on the Ike side of midfield to the 45-yard line. So give him 5 yards on the carry, then add 15 with the penalty. Eastmont quickly to the line of scrimmage as the 6'6", 185-pound junior quarterback Carson Everhart sets the offense. Going to go back to pass, looks left, throws left. The ball caught out here by Massey. Gets away almost from one man. Hanging on for dear life there here on the near side for the Ike Cadets that time. On the tackle was Damian Pacheco, and boy, he was holding on for dear life.
Massey had some running room over this left side, too. That was a saving touchdown tackle by Pacheco.
As it is, a gain of 8 yards on the pass play. Carson Everhart hasn't had a lot of success through the air so far. 12 of 32 coming in for 317 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 2nd down short here for the Wildcats. A turn and handoff, dive play again. Talley picking his way across the line of scrimmage. Boy, he's got that leg drive here as he had a Ike Cadet holding on to him. Dakota Wright, the 6'5", 290-pound senior, with some baggage on his backside, but he carries it down to the 30-yard line, gain of 7.
And Eric, you and I were on the field prior to this game. Dakota Wright is all of 6'5", 290 pounds. He is a big boy.
He is a large human being.
Oh, man.
And he looks like a human billboard out there as the nose guard for the Ike Cadets. We have a conversation here. It looks like Dennis Brandstetter, our head official, our white hat, is saying that the player in question evidently doesn't have knee pads, so he's got to go to the sideline and find some knee pads or borrow some from somebody who doesn't get any playing time.
Watching too much professional football. No knee pads.
Our officiating crew, Dennis Brandstetter is our white hat tonight. Ray Snook is the umpire. The linesman is Rob Tidd. The line judge, Troy Hulse. And the back judge is Jerry Anderson. Now it is 177th year of officiating football. First down from the 30. Handoff to Massey. Massey got around the right corner, kept his leg drive going. And again, a nasty hit at the end of the run by Eisenhower.
Jason Gottschalk from his linebacker position stuck Talley right at that, well, a little bit shy of the first down, but a nice gain for Massey.
They'll put him down at the 23-yard line, so a gain of 7 yards. And how about Eastmont's offense here? They average on the season 5.67 yards per play, and they're getting about 6.7 per play right now.
Started at their own 20-yard line, Eric, and they are chewing clock here in this first quarter.
Clock continues to wind. 6:20 left here in the first. Second down 3, and let's see if they go to the air again. Everhart turn. He fakes the handoff, has some pressure, throws out of the backfield, and that is caught over there. But then quickly the defense converges, and it's going to be a loss on the play back to the 25-yard line. Pretty good coverage over there for Eisenhower. On the stop was Will Yoakum on the pass play, and I think that was that to Massey again on the far side.
I think it was to Massey.
Okay. Massey or Welton
-2
was the ball receiver there. So back to the 25, a loss of 2 yards on that pass play. Brings up a 3rd and 5 here for Eastmont. Ball at the 25-yard line. Wide receiver wide to the left here. Everhart fumbled the snap, and he's going to pick it up. He got the ball back, but then the defense just swarms him over. As they go backwards a couple of plays in a row, one of the first cadets to get there was Paco Sanchez. Had some help as well. Loss of a yard brings up 4th and 6.
No doubt what to do here now at this stage of this part of the field. 26-yard line, you go for it here.
So we haven't seen Eastmont go under center much. And, well, an exchange problem there while he was under center.
That could be why, yeah.
Every game we've watched, they've been mostly out of the shotgun. Speaking of which, that's where Everhart will drop back to right now on a 3rd down, or make that 4th down play, 6 yards to go. The snap back, he'll look left, throw down over the middle, the ball is caught, and it's good for a 1st down, and that's Kalen Massey on the catch to the 17-yard line.
And that was all Everhart's height right there. He looked over the offensive line and just kind of threw it straight over his body because of his height and got it right there to Massey. Nice play.
So down to the 17, gain of 9 yards when they needed 6 for the 1st down. And so they convert on 4th down and keep the drive going here as the clock continues to wind. 4.5 left of this first quarter. Everhart again under center here on a 1st down and 10. Ike shoveling the defense around. 5-man defensive front. Handoff. It's Carson Talley again. Got through 1 guy. Got through 2 guys. Spins out of 2 more tacklers. Finally taken down at about the 8-yard line. How about the running of Carson Talley?
I've always thought all season long he runs much bigger than 5'10", 180. He's got quickness, but he's also got plenty of strength to run inside.
They're going to say he was knee down at the 9-yard line. So a 2nd and about a yard coming up here for Eastmont after the 8 or 9 yard gain on 1st down. Everhart again under center. He's got Logan Easley wide to the short side of the field to his left. Now Everhart is stepping back away from the center. See maybe if they go for a pass play over the middle. They fumbled the handoff again, or they snap from center again. And back covering it is Eastmont at the 13-yard line. So 2 plays here in this drive. Kalen Massey, thankfully for the Wildcats, jumps on that football. But problems with the exchange, and I think Everhart's just leaving early.
I think Everhart barely got a hand on that one. That ball flew from the center spot, and they just barely got a hand on it. Yeah, they're having some issues with that snap tonight, at least so far.
Loss of 4 yards on that play. Eastmont holding the ball for most of this first quarter. Well, Grant, we talked about maybe a quick ball game here tonight if both teams keep it on the ground. That's the case so far.
I guess.
Everhart on a 3rd down and long, turns, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, throws out in the flat. The ball is caught over there at the 5 and heading into the end zone. Touchdown, Eastmont, and it's Carson Talley tallying 6 points for the Wildcats.
And that was a great call right there. I love those little screen passes, especially when you're inside the 20 in the red zone. And it was worked to perfection there. The offensive line did their job. Touchdown, Wildcats.
So Carson Everhart with his 6th touchdown pass of the season. This one good for 13 yards on the pass play. And now the Wildcats will try to tack on the extra point here, as it will be Kalen Massey doing the kicking duties for Eastmont.
What a drive that was.
That was a spectacular drive for the Wildcats. Whistle sounds, we're ready to go here. The snap back a little high, but the kick plenty of distance, and it's good. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. Eastmont scores first with 2:54 to go here in the first quarter. They lead Eisenhower 7-0. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE channel.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529. Everhart to tally on a 13-yard touchdown pass. The extra point good, makes it a 7-0 ball game. Eastmont on top with 2:54 to go here in the first quarter. Short approach by Massey on the kickoff to the 10-15 on the return, 20-25. And better field position. The ball came out, though, and I believe it's recovered, though, by the Ike Cadets. It is. They return by DeAnthony Smith-Gary. But that ball came free just as he was trying to work for some extra yardage.
Because of a big hit by Max Prazer, the one that knocked that loose. Great job on special teams by Max Prazer, the 6-foot sophomore for Eastmont.
So first down for Eisenhower at its own 27-yard line. They had a big gallop on their first play of the game, but Eastmont stiffened on defense after that and came up with a stop. We'll see what Drew Cornegie can do here on a next possession.
Man, that was a long drive by Eastmont, Eric.
Yeah, it was.
Took up a lot of time.
Go with a 2 tight end set here, and a hard count draws the defense offside, so we'll have our first penalty here against Eastmont, I would assume, in the game. I didn't see anybody move offensively. And it is a 5-yard march off coming against Eastmont, their first penalty of the game. That was something last week in the win over Sunnyside, where Eastmont had a tough time moving that offense in the second half. They were killed by penalties in that game.
They really were. Consider it was 27-19 at halftime. They had a good offensive first half.
Malachi Spurrier splits out to the wide side, or to the short side of the field to the right. Back to pass goes Cornegie, throwing out the flat and underthrew and threw it in front of his intended receiver that time, as it was Will Yoakum, the tight end, on a square out pattern. He was pretty well covered, and I think he got a little pressure in the backfield.
A little pressure in the backfield. I think he just threw that one away. That didn't look like he even tried to get it close. It was such great coverage, as you mentioned.
Up front defensively, Max Prazer, you mentioned him on the special teams play. I think you got a little pressure there on the quarterback. Drew Cornegie, the 5'8", 160-pound senior, looking at a 2nd down and 5 after the penalty on first down against Eastmont. Turn, handoff. It's Pacheco across the 35. He'll have the first down out to the 38-yard line. It just gets tucked in behind that big offensive line of Javier Castro and Christian Soberanis, and gets the first down.
Soberanis so good on that line. 6'1", 235 pounds. Also Dylan Sloan, number 66, doing an outstanding job as well.
Well, Cornegie certainly is not the biggest man in the world.
No.
5'8", 160. And he can hide behind that giant offensive line in front of him.
Well, that's true.
He's got a little short center at 5'9". Back, gets a handoff, turn Pacheco, handoff across the 40 and out to the 44-yard line before he's drugged down there from behind for the Wildcats on the tackle that time. Defensively, it was Preston Esparza. Gain of, though, 5-6 yards on first down.
But that could have been about a 15-yard gain if Pacheco didn't corral him there after about a 6-yard gain.
It will be 6 yards for Pacheco.
Pacheco's quick, but he doesn't do anything fancy, does he? He just runs inside the tackle and the guard and just is an inside runner.
Number 1 in the Big 9 in rushing, Pacheco. He gets the handoff again, and a good hole for him, and it collapses after he takes about 3 strides past the line of scrimmage. It looks like he's going to be a little shy, though, of the first down, as they'll put the ball down. Actually, after the spot.
Really close.
After the spot, it looks like it's a first down.
It does. We're right at it.
I'm surprised the coaching staff for Eisenhower is not saying, hey, wait a minute here, this should be a first down.
We have a great view of it right here.
Well, the official on the far side, he was back further than where the umpire put the ball down. That's about a half-yard advance just in the placement by the umpire.
The initial spot, he was about a foot short, but.
So what is the call here? Well, we can look at the sticks here. That's a first down. And yet they're still going to say it's third down.
And I don't blame the coach, Gary Jimenez, over there for saying, what are you looking at?
Why didn't he call for a measurement of it?
Yeah, I don't know. But it's a third down in -3 inches. Turn, hand off Pacheco, and he will get the first down here as he leans forward out to the 49-yard line. Strange turn of events right there.
Wow.
Gain of a yard will give him to the 49 and a first down here for Eisenhower. And we're quickly almost out of time in this first quarter. 44 seconds left. Eastmont on top 7-0 on the touchdown pass from Everhart to Talley.
Might be the fastest first quarter we've seen this season.
It is, absolutely. Wow. Cats for a Cure coming up as we end the first quarter. They're going to release pink balloons in honor of breast cancer awareness. So alert to our camera people that we'll have to get a vision of that before we head to the break. Turn, pass out in the flat. The ball caught out there. Look out. That's that dangerous man, Drew Reyes. But a nice job by Eastmont over there. Quickly coming up on the defensive side for the Wildcats. I believe that was Calvillo on the stop.
Snyder also in there to help out.
It'll be second down coming up from the Eastmont 48, and that should be our final play here of the first quarter. So we'll see here if they release these balloons before we can go to the commercial break. There's pink balloons that are scattered through the crowd. And they said, I think, on the PA system that they would release those balloons at the end of the quarter. So they're going to count to 3 and then release the balloons. Maybe. But the band plays first. Our broadcast on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you by the Alignment Pros at Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros at Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment. Online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Also by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from the college. By the way, our opening kickoff brought to you by Swoboda Photography, creating a custom boutique experience on location or at their studio in Leavenworth. Give them a call at 509-888-6654. That's 509-888-6654. Well, Eastmont with the advantage here, 7-0, and quickly, Grant, first quarter's history.
It's history. That's the fastest first quarter we've seen, and here go the balloons.
There we go with a balloon release.
Great shot.
Cats for a Cure. You can see the cross cam in the background of our shot there. How about that? In honor of breast cancer awareness, my mother is a breast cancer survivor. So we're back to football here. Meanwhile, on the field, as it's second down and 8. Cornegie rolling to his right, throwing the ball underthrown and incomplete.
Good coverage out there, that's for sure. Gregerson with great coverage from his linebacker position, and also Esparza helping out from his safety position. Good defense, and Eastmont has just played so solid in coverage this year. Eric, you were pointing out to me, all the defensive backs have interceptions, not just one, but a couple.
Jessup leads the Big Nine with 4 interceptions, and then McElwain, Calvillo, and Esparza all with 2.
It's impressive.
That is very much impressive. Third down long coming up here for the Cadets. Cornegie turn, hands it off to Pacheco, and Pacheco, not much happening there. Good job by the Wildcat defense. As stepping up to make the stop is Max Prazier. Boy, he's having a game of his life for the sophomore.
He is one of the better younger players that we've seen this season. I'm convinced of that. He has just played great football, not only from his linebacker position, but on the special teams as well.
Well, Cornegie and company going to go for it here on 4th down, trailing it by 7. They've got it on the Eastmont 45, need 4 yards for a first down. Long count here, and I think they're trying to draw the defense offside. Good discipline by the Eastmont up front men to just watch that football. I think they might even take a delay of game call here as there's 1 second left on the play clock, and they will. And I don't blame them. Try to get 5 free yards and get a first down.
Not a bad call here. Punter, can still have a little bit of room and maybe punt away a little bit more here to pin Eastmont back.
And he is the best punter in the Big Nine, or number 3 punter in the Big Nine, excuse me, at 36.7 average. And he's punted a lot, Grant, and that talks about maybe some of the problems they've had offensively. 30 punts coming in. This will be his second punt of the night.
We've had games where we didn't see a punt until the second half.
That's absolutely right. So 2 penalties, 20 yards now against Eisenhower as they'll drop back to punt, and that's Opplinger standing at his own 35-yard line. McElwain back to return the punt, and they'll line drive this one. McElwain waiting for the return.
That's a penalty.
Penalty flag is going to come out here by Jerry Anderson, the back judge, because they did not allow the return man enough room to field that ball. The ball was recovered at the 15-yard line, but it won't matter because that penalty comes against the coverage team, and Eastmont will have the football.
The offending party, the junior linebacker Timothy Harrison, who ran into McElwain there. You got to give, what's the yards there? You got to at least give him an opportunity to catch it. 3 yards.
Yep.
That's a break for Eastmont.
So it's a 3-yard halo. That means that if you take a circle that's 3 yards across and you have the man in the middle, that means he only actually has 1.5 yards
Gotcha.
from where the defender is.
So it's kind of like me on the putting green. I have an 8-foot putt. I envision a 3-foot circle.
Right. Oh, there you go.
On an 8-foot putt.
Then you say, that's a gimme, right?
You're right. I 2-putt everything.
Yeah, there you go. 10:24 left here in the first half as Eastmont will have the football. After the mark-off, it's out to the 29-yard line. So a penalty of 10 yards on that one. So 3 penalties now and 30 yards for Ike on the night.
Perfect scenario here for the Wildcats. Another long, time-consuming drive. Put some points on the board with not much time left in the half would be ideal.
Absolutely. And from your lips to Coach Don's ears, I think. Everhart waiting for the officials to get themselves situated here. I think Dennis Brandstetter is saying, wait a minute, the mark-off is not quite right here. Because the penalty flag was back at the 13-yard line. The ball rests right now at the 20. It was at the 29.
Moved it back a yard.
Moved it back a yard. So a 15-yard penalty, I guess they say. I don't know about that. It should only be 10 as far as I remember. But anyway, Everhart turns and hands it off. And here's Kalen Massey across the 40, 45, and Pacheco the only man to hang on to him. And then finally Rivera jumps on board. We've got a couple of cadets that are slow to get up here. Meanwhile, it's Kalen Massey taking the handoff around the left side all the way down to the Ike 20 or 48-yard line.
Nice 23-yard run by Massey, and it was all Massey. Once he got past that line of scrimmage, he made a nice move in the secondary to get another 5 or 6 yards and another first down for Eastmont.
Massey he's only been running the ball out of that slot position or the wing position for 4 weeks now, I think.
Started out as quarterback this season.
He certainly did, and doing well at that slot position. Handoff this time is Carson Talley. The 1-2 punch for Eastmont as he punches it ahead for 11 yards and another Eastmont first down to the Ike 37-yard line.
We mentioned Ike gives up a lot of yards on the ground so far this season, 1,447. That is the most in the Big Nine. So they do give up some yards on the ground. A nice opportunity for Massey, Talley, and Welton to have big nights tonight.
So first down, clock continues to wind here after they set the chains at 9:43 to go in the first half. Eastmont on top 7-0, looking for more here as they'll send Logan Easley into the ball game to the wide side to the right. Slot man left here. We're going to get a timeout taken, or we have another equipment issue.
He might be injured the way he's running off the field.
Eisenhower. They might need to check, make sure his noggin is on straight. So substitution comes in as Stephen Abbott comes out here for Eisenhower. Meanwhile, Everhart under center. They hand it to Victor Welton, and Victor Welton, after a tough sled last week, again finding it difficult terrain as he'll take it ahead to the 36-yard line. Just a gain of a yard that time for Victor Welton.
That's about as hard as a yard gain as you're going to get. He should have been caught in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss, and just his talent got him that yard gain, but that was a tough run.
Victor had a huge per carry average before last week, and then last week that tough defense of Sunnyside really kind of shortened up his abilities on the average there, and then carry here this time doesn't get for much. So second down, call it 8 now for Eastmont, just outside the 35-yard line. A little counter play inside, and not much happening this time as right there defensively was Paco Sanchez again here for the Cadets on a carry up the middle for the Wildcats, and I believe that was Carson Talley. So third down coming up for Eastmont from the 33, they need to get to the 27 for a first down. Just 3 yards on that running play for Carson Talley.
13 plays on the ground for Eastmont so far, 4 through the air.
We'll see if they go to the air here, but Everhart will stay under center. At least he'll line up like that right now. 5-man defensive front here for Eisenhower on this 3rd down play. Everhart back to pass, has pressure, gets away from one man, now throws the little ball a little bit too high for the intended receiver over there as it goes incomplete. Trying to find Carson Talley out on the left side in the flat, but pretty good coverage and good pressure up front by Eisenhower.
And that's the first incompletion by Everhart so far tonight. Yeah, and good coverage as well. Timothy Harrison right there on that coverage.
So 4th down, Eastmont has converted 1 4th down in the ball game so far, and looks like they're going to go for it again as they have the ball into Ike territory. Clock stopped on the incomplete with 8 minutes even left here in the first half, leading it 7-0. Easily into the ball game, splits out wide to the right. They don't go his way very much. Everhart back, gonna hand off, double handoff inside. Look out! Coming loose at the 20, and looked like he was almost gonna drop the football. But a nice counter play inside, and coming up with the ball, Kaylor Cannon. He doesn't carry much, but when he does, he gulps up big yardage.
And every time that Eastmont has run that inside reverse, we've seen him do it just about once or twice every game. It works, and that was a perfectly set up play.
Well, and that takes block and sustain blocks by the offensive line in order for 2 handoffs to happen back there. And give him a gain of, 17 yards on the running play, all the way down to the 16 of Eisenhower. So just about everything they're dialing up here so far tonight is working for the Wildcats. Everhart turns a hands off this time. It's Carson Talley picking his way forward, and we've seen that several times tonight where he gets through the initial wave and then hits the second wave, and then that wave nearly drowns him.
It does drown him, but like you said earlier, Eric, you pick up 5-6 yards on first down, you're in pretty good shape.
5 yards on that carry there for Carson Talley. Cannon comes back into the lineup here for Eastmont. Good to visit with Carson Everhart this week in our pregame show on the NCWLIFE channel. I've known him since he was about 8, 9 years old.
You were telling me that.
Like
Interesting
that.
story.
Yeah, absolutely. Good kid. Here comes Ike cheating up the middle. Everhart turns, hands off. Look out, Massey's got a lot of room to the 10, to the 5. Looking for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Eastmont. Carson, make that... Massey takes it in from 11 yards out. Eastmont's up 13-0.
Nice run and great play once again. The whole Ike defense was moving to the wrong side of the line of scrimmage. Great fake by Eastmont, and Massey used that speed and strength to get into the end zone.
So another drive for Eastmont that started in their own end after the penalty on Eisenhower. 71 yards on the drive here for the Wildcats. Garcia will hold it. Massey to kick it, and it's good. We'll take a 60-second break and come back with 6:43 to go here in the first half. Eastmont 14, Ike nothing. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE channel.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwimmt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. How you?
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
What's your automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Eastmont goes 8 plays, 71 yards, 3 minutes, 49 seconds off the clock, and a touchdown run for Kalen Massey from 11 yards out. The extra point makes it a 14-0 ball game, and Eastmont on top. Here comes Rivera on the return, 10, 15, 20. He is a dangerous one, and then spun down across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. The Drew Reyes, I should say, on the return here for the Cadets.
Nice play on special teams for the Wildcats. Landon McClune 5'7", 160-pound senior. Eastmont has played very solid on special teams here tonight, too.
Well, and that was one of the keys last week in that win over Sunnyside, was the ability for the Eastmont special teams players to come through one time after another. First down from the 28 here for the number 2 ranked offense in the Big Nine. And so far, they've been fairly stymied here in this football game. 2 possessions and 2 punts for Eisenhower. Here comes Eastmont cheating up the middle. Pacheco gets the handoff, and he's spun down across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. As the tackle again, I think that's Max Prazier making yet another play for Eastmont.
Christian Flores, too, and on help on that stop. Nice play at the line, but Pacheco's so quick, he didn't look like he had anything, and picked up 6 yards.
Second down coming up. They'll put the ball down at the 33, so 5 yards on that carry. Second down and 5. Splitting out wide to the left side, near side, is Malachi Spurrier. Haven't thrown the ball a lot here in this ball game so far.
Tons of room, too.
Yeah, Pacheco handoff, little counterplay inside. Look out to the 40, 45, and then spilled down at the 47. Another quick gainer for Damian Pacheco. Finally, it's Snyder on the stop, but way downfield.
Nice blocking on that left side. They're so big over there. Damian Ramirez, the left tackle, and also the big lineman over there, Pereles, is 255 pounds. They got some meat over on that left side.
Quickly go here, and here comes Cornegie, just going to loft it up for grabs. The ball nearly intercepted. Playing center field back there was Jordan Jessup, looking for his league-leading 5th interception. Just can't quite come up with that one. And I'm not sure what Cornegie was thinking there. He wasn't even looking downfield. He just heaved it.
That's what you call winging one up there. That's what he did. Luckily, it wasn't picked off for Eisenhower. Good coverage once again by the defensive backs for Eastmont.
Well, we saw Jess Magayon kind of have some injury issues earlier defensively. He will come in as the tight end to the right. A 2 tight end set here on second down and 10. Wide receivers either side. They'll turn and drop the football. It's loose and picked up by Eastmont at the 45-yard line. Coming up with the football for the Wildcats.
Torres, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Or Flores, I mean. Christian Flores, I think 99, wasn't it?
Flores with the recovery. And it is Eastmont football.
That wasn't a very good exchange there either.
No.
The quarterback, Cornegie, as we look at the replay, just bounced off his chest, Eric. He tried to get the rebound off his chest, and it just bounced onto the field.
So first down for Eastmont with their best field position of the game start with at the 45 of Eisenhower with 5:35 to go here in the first half. We'll see if Eastmont tries to go for it all here on this first play. Here comes Ike cheating up through the middle. Rolling out to his right, throwing downfield. The ball is caught by Massey as he tried to stay in bounds. He bumped out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Pretty pass there, but we do have a flag down on the play, so hold on.
That was a great play again. Very well designed by the Wildcats.
Flag was on the near sideline. It's a hold on the defense. It came right out here on the near sideline, so it may have been a hold by the cornerback, realizing that, the man's got by me.
I think you're exactly right. And there's some hold right on the sideline, too, before the pass even went downfield. And there was a little bit of a hold there, too. So it could have been a couple of them on that play. But I'll tell you what, Ike's doing the same thing Sunnyside did last week, playing a bunch of people in the box. That's a great play to beat that.
Yeah, roll your quarterback out,
right.
And then he's got time to look downfield. 22 yards on that pass play from Everhart to Massey. Everhart under center. Turn going to hand it to Massey running left side. Has a gap. Flag down. Might have a hold coming against the Wildcats as he spilled down at the 16-yard line. And we'll check that flag. Thrown right at the point of attack. So that's usually a hold, and yes, it is. That'll be the second penalty against Eastmont now for 15 yards in the game. Eastmont scored with 2:54 to go on its first possession of the football game on Everhart's pass to Talley, capping a 14-play, 80-yard drive, eating 7 minutes plus off the clock. Wildcats scored on their second possession on an 8-play, 71-yard drive on an 11-yard run by Kalen Massey. Now have it first down over after the penalty out to the 32-yard line. as Everhart is back in the shotgun this time, about 4-5 yards back of his center. Fakes the handoff, wants to keep it himself, and then drop the football, and this one's going to be covered by Eisenhower. Coming up with the football for the Cadets was Paco Sanchez. We've talked about his name quite a bit tonight, and Everhart just lost the ball like a bar of soap.
That's a missed opportunity for Eastmont right there. Could really put the pressure on Ike with another touchdown here right before half. Use a couple more minutes off the clock. Instead, they get a fumble, give the fumble right back.
So the recovery by Sanchez is at the 37-yard line. And with 5:06 to go here in the first half. So Ike gets it back after the fumble recovery. First down and 10. Let's see if they try to strike quickly here. Cornegie, turn, handoff. Pacheco has pressure in the backfield. Going to be taken down at the 34-yard line.
Christian Flores didn't get the tackle there. Jaron Snyder did, but Christian Flores made it happen. Great penetration from his defensive line position and allowed Snyder to come in and finish up Pacheco.
Talking with Coach Michael Don this week about the absence of Christian Tonga, he says, well, next man up. We got to have people fill in those gaps, and right now Christian Flores for the Eastmont Wildcats doing that very thing.
It's hard to replace probably the best lineman in the Big Nine and maybe one of the best linemen in the state, but Eastmont's doing it so far tonight.
Second down on the loss. Give them about 12 yards to go here, back of their own 34-yard line after the fumble recovery by Eisenhower. Cornegie going to pitch it up front, and that looked like the ball nearly came out of the hands of the man who got the pitch, Will Yoakum. Coming across the line, that works as a pass play as he pitched it forward. Yoakum taken down. Eastmont all over that one. A loss all the way back to about the 29 or 30-yard line. How about that?
That play can only work where you have to let a little penetration through for that play to work. It's like a draw play from shotgun, and it just didn't work. The defense of Eastmont wasn't fooled, and a loss there.
Give credit to the man who is coming in there for Eastmont. As up front, Dominic Torres is there, along with Max Prazer, Christian Flores, doing a nice job here for Eastmont in the absence of Christian Tonga. Here we go, third down and forever from the 30. Handoff Pacheco, right side to the 35, dances around a man at the 40, and still on his feet, finally taken down at the 43. And the #1 rushing ball carrier in the Big Nine. He galloped a lot there, didn't get the first down, but man, is he dangerous.
He is. He's so quick, and it's like you said, 5'7", 155, but he's hard to bring down for a smaller guy. Very powerful legs.
13 yards on that running play. We'll take it out to the 43 and give them a little more room to punt the ball away as Opplinger will come in to punt for the third time here in the game. Eastmont a little slow getting their manpower out there as they finally get Chance Garcia out there as a stop man on the gunner. High end-over-end kick, and then getting away from it. The ball, I thought, hit the back of a cadet there, but it will bounce inside the 20 and then be downed by Alexandra Cardenas at the 14-yard line.
I'd like to see McElwain get a shot at running one of these back. He was such a force last week against Sunnyside. He had, I don't know how many nice run backs on kicks, on punts. Just hasn't had a chance yet here tonight.
So we've had 2 turnovers in the ball game, tit for tat, and the field position battle right now being won. That's about the only part of the game being won by Eisenhower as Eastmont gets the football back with 2:41 to go here in the first half, leading it by a score of 14-0. Everhart, turn, another counter play, double handoff in the backfield. This time, too much leakage up front as Eisenhower sniffs this one out, drops him for a loss. They might give him a yard loss on that. It could have been much worse.
That was that inside reverse again. They had such a big gain earlier in their last possession, but didn't work that time.
Second down, call it 11 from the 13 here. Or did they give him possession at the 15-yard line? Looks like the stick's on the far side, just inside the 15. So we'll call the ball at the 13 right now. On second down, 11 for Eastmont. Everhart turn, hands it to Talley, and Talley is tied up by the big fella up front. Whew. Man, he is a load and a half.
Dakota Wright, 6'5", 290. He also plays offense. He's a tackle. I'd love to have seen Tonga play tonight and go up against big Dakota Wright. That's quite a matchup.
That would have been a matchup. Third down coming up for Eastmont. They will give him a gain out just out inside the 15-yard line. So call it 3rd and 10 coming up for the Wildcats as the clock continues to wind here. 1.5 minutes left. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. I think if Eastmont maybe gets a first down here, they might use one of those. They'll shift Tanner Nelson from right to left. Everhart turn, handoff, Kalen Massey. That head-up run again across the 20, and then he's driven back there. It's going to be short of the first down by about 5 yards. It'll be a timeout taken by Eisenhower, and that's a good timeout there, as they will get, you would think, pretty good field position here, and they do have a very dangerous punt return man.
They just need to get something going on offense now. They haven't been able to do really any sustained drives, to put anything together, and that's what they need here to kind of get back into this. Momentum is squarely on the Wildcat side right now.
Drew Reyes, usually the man that goes back to return the punts. Reyes, earlier this year against Stadium, had a 78-yard touchdown return on a kickoff, so he definitely has the talent to be able to do that. We'll see what Eisenhower chooses to do as far as their lineup here on this 4th down play and the timeout on the field. Our broadcast brought to you by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color FX at 509-741-7609. Also by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians. Celebrating 25 years in the car care business, they speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. So Kalen Massey will come out and looks like he'll put this ball away, standing inside his own 10-yard line. And the return man is not Reyes, it's Smith Gary. He will drop back towards midfield to return this punt from Kalen Massey. Massey, pretty good punter in his own right.
He is. They need one here.
Massey awaiting the snap from center after the timeout by Eisenhower, and he gets the snap, end over end punt. And a line drive, and the punt return up across the 30, inside the 20, one man to beat to the 10, down to the 5-yard line on the return. DeAnthony Smith, Gary the 5'10", 190-pound junior, with a huge return on a line drive punt.
You don't want to give the return man a running start, and Smith Gary there had at least a 10-yard running start on that line drive punt. Massey, good distance on that pump. You need to get those in the air to give your cover guys a chance to get downfield, not a running start. It killed Eastmont there.
Well, the Wildcats with their first punt of the game, and it is putting Eisenhower in business here at the Eastmont 5-yard line, first down and 10 with 56 seconds left here in the first half. A high snap, handoff. Pacheco bumped into his own man, tried to squirt his way across the end zone. He will get it down to about the 1, a gain of 4 yards. Quickly back over center. Here are the Cadets. Snap back to Cornegie. Turn, handoff. Defense gets in the backfield, spinning his way. Still on his feet was Pacheco. Boy, he's got some leg drive. There was a Wildcat that was right in the backfield as the handoff came, and I think that was Flores again back there?
I think it was. Also, Pacheco came up from, or not Pacheco, but I should say, who am I thinking of here, Eric? Preston Esparza came up and made a nice hit, too.
Timeout taken by the Cadets here. We'll take a break as well on the broadcast. 30-second break, and we'll be back with 20 seconds left in the half. 14-0. Eastmont on top, but Ike threatening. We're back after this.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color FX in Cashmere. Color FX offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consultation services online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Well, Eastmont, #1 defense, trying to come up with the big stop here before halftime after a big punt return by DeAnthony Smith Gary. Here we go. 3rd down and goal from the 1. Ike has one more timeout left. They turn, hand it to Pacheco, and in the backfield that time for the Wildcats. Shot out of a cannon, untouched at the line of scrimmage.
Snyder Gregerson also in there with a little assist.
Jaron Schneider, my goodness, lost back to the 4-yard line. Timeout on the field. How about that play for Wildcat defense? They just didn't block it.
Schneider wasn't touched coming in from his linebacker position. That is just what they needed. Now huge 4th down and 4 play coming up.
Our broadcast also brought to you by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529. And Charter College. Charter types find solutions. Are you a charter type? They work to get you to work. Give them a call. 509-415-3576. That's 509-415-3576. We're watching that replay again, and what a play there for the Eastmont defense. My, oh, my.
And that's the second consecutive penetration play for the defense for Eastmont. Ike, if they're going to get some points here, they're going to have to roll out, I think, and try something to maybe catch Eastmont off guard here on this 4th down and 4. 4th down and goal, I should say.
Our coverage also brought to you by the Walkabout Grill, where eating out is eating healthy in downtown Wenatchee and downtown Leavenworth. So here we go. They've got a very good kicker, but they trail it by 2 touchdowns here, and it looks like they will go for it on 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Let's see what the Cadets dial up here. Cornegie sends a man in motion. That is Reyes from left to right. They'll turn, fake the handoff, rolling to his left, throwing in the end zone. The ball caught right at the goal line, and tumbling in from 4 yards out was Paco Sanchez, and Eisenhower is on the board.
Nice play on that 4th and goal. Fake the handoff up the middle. That hasn't been working. Eastmont bid on that. Nice, easy rollout for Sanchez. Easy 4-yard touchdown.
We've seen Cornegie underthrow receivers several times tonight. He underthrew him there and almost missed him.
As time ran out in the second quarter, too, I might add, Eric.
So here to tack on the extra point is Thomas Opplinger. The snap back, the quarterback is the holder, and the kick away, and it is good. And that will be our final play of the first half. And as the half comes to a close, well, Eisenhower has got to figure they're in pretty good shape right now.
They're in great shape.
Despite being outgained, I think, by a century here in that first half, they go into the locker room trailing by just a score.
Yeah, that return was big for Ike. The momentum squarely on Eastmont's side. Eastmont dominating the time of possession in this first half, moving up and down the field. The defense was playing well, and one special teams play can get you back in it.
Well, it's 14-7 here at halftime as we will take a break here and 2-minute timeouts, and we'll come back and talk about recapping that first half. And also Grant will have the numbers for you as we bring you live Big 9 football tonight on the NCWLIFE channel, where Eastmont leads Eisenhower 14-7. We're at halftime watching Big 9 football. Back next on the NCWLIFE channel.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling Medical Assistant Ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going Charter College. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it? Yeah, earn the President's Award. Score. took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to medical assistant ninja, so can you. Get on it.
We're going to halftime here at Wildcat Stadium, where the Eastmont Wildcats lead the Eisenhower Cadets 14-7, along with Grant Olson. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Let's recap that first half for you. Eastmont won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. So Ike would go on offense to start the football game after taking the opening kickoff at their own 24-yard line. Eisenhower would gain 1 first down. In fact, a big run on the first play of the game by their running back, Damian Pacheco. But the Eastmont defense would flex its muscle at that point and hold them to a stop on the next 3 plays and outs, and they would punt the ball away 41 yards. The punt would travel to the Eastmont 20-yard line, so the Wildcats would get their first possession with 10:04 to go in the first quarter of play. And they kept it on the ground, mixed in a couple of passes here and there. In fact, it was a pass from Everhart to Talley on the final play of the drive that would give Eastmont a touchdown from 13 yards out. A 14-play, 80-yard drive, 7 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. Eastmont led it by a score of 7-0 with 2:54 to go in the first quarter. So yeah, very quick moving first quarter of play, that is for sure. Ike would get the football back and again would gain some yardage, get into Eastmont territory, but have to punt the football away. A 34-yard punt was, stymied by a late hit on the return man by Eisenhower, and that 15-yard penalty, actually, they didn't give him room to return the football, so 15 yards put Eastmont out at its own 29-yard line, and bam, 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 here comes the Wildcats down the field again as Massey would run it in from 11 yards out. The 8-play, 71-yard drive, 3 minutes and 49 seconds off the clock, and Eastmont dominating at this point with 6:43 to go in the half, 14-0. But then we'd get some turnovers by either side. Eastmont would get a fumble recovery by Flores at the 45-yard line of Eisenhower, and it looked like Eastmont was going to jump up possibly 21-0 at that point, but just 3 plays later, it would be Carson Everhart fumbling the ball away on a keeper, and it was recovered by Paco Sanchez, and the fumble one way, fumbled back the other, and the Ike Cadets would have the ball at the Eastmont 37-yard line. But then the defense flexes again and holds Eisenhower to a 3-and-out. They punt the football away. Eastmont gets the ball at its own 14-yard line. Again, Eastmont couldn't do much offensively this time around. They punt the ball away. A 45-yard punt return after a touchdown or after a timeout called by Eisenhower to preserve some time on the clock, and that was a huge special teams play as they brought it all the way back to Eastmont's 5-yard line on a 4th down play from the 4-yard line, 4th and goal after another timeout by Eisenhower. Cornegie would hit Sanchez, so Paco Sanchez, a couple of big plays for him in that first half. He gets a fumble recovery and gets a touchdown reception. The extra point made it 14-7, and that was the final play of the first half. So that's where we are right now at 14-7. I have a feeling that Eastmont is leading the way offensively here. We'll talk about the stats as we come back here from Wildcat Stadium, where our score at halftime is 14-7. A reminder, our broadcast brought to you in part by the Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee, priding itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today at 665-9529. We're back with more here at halftime at Eastmont High School, where the Wildcats lead the Cadets 14-7. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE channel.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Welcome back once again here at halftime at Wildcat Stadium, where the Eastmont Wildcats lead the Eisenhower Cadets 14-7. The band here, the Eastmont High School Marching Band, having some fun here at halftime as under the direction of Ray Dietz. A lot of pink, celebrating the Cats for a Cure cause in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Day here. And getting a nice round of applause from the student body here at the Wildcat Stadium as Eastmont leads at 14-7 here at halftime. Grant Olson, was I right in assuming that Eastmont had the advantage here offensively in that first half?
Eric, you're absolutely right. Big discrepancy in total yards, but it has been the Damian Pacheco show. I don't think he has any trouble with staying on top of the rushing lead in the Big Nine. He was the leader with 1,018 yards, 14 carries, 90 yards in that first half for Pacheco. 1 carry for 2 yards for Cornegie, 92 yards on the ground for Eisenhower, 3 for 6 for 4 yards for Cornegie through the air for only 4 yards, total of 96 yards for Eisenhower. All Pacheco in that first half. For Eastmont, a balanced running attack, 8 carries, 44 yards for Carson Talley. Welton had a carry for 2 yards. Kalen Massey, 5 carries for 51 yards. Carson Everhart, 3 carries, 2 yards. And Kaler had a couple of carries as well, 2 carries, 16 yards. Total of 115 yards on the ground for Eastmont. Carson Everhart, 5 of 6, 50 yards in that first half and a touchdown. Grand total for Eastmont, 165 yards in that first half. So 165 to 96, Eric. It almost looked like it should be higher than that, maybe a 100-yard advantage at least. But Pacheco has been a machine out there, that's for sure, for Eisenhower.
Well, and his first gain of the game was what, 30-some yards?
37-yard run.
So there's a lot of that offense on one play. Meanwhile, special teams, Eastmont has been so good special team-wise so far this season, but that line drive punt allowed the return man, DeAnthony Smith-Gary, to just be on a sprint as he got that ball around midfield and brought it 45 yards back all the way to the Eastmont 5-yard line. That's our difference in that first half.
It is. You can't blame it on the Eastmont defense. They have been stout as they have been all year. One special team play, it's almost like a turnover, and that's what gave Eisenhower that 7 points.
Our broadcast tonight on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by the good folks at One Way Construction. Founded in 2000, One Way is a premier custom home builder and construction company in Leavenworth, Cashmere, Chelan, Wenatchee, and North Central Washington. Whether your project requires general contracting, framing, concrete, or consultation services, they want to be part of making your vision a reality. They believe that great communication and customer service plays the most important role of a successful construction project. Find them on the web at onewayconstructionnw.com. Eastmont coming back out onto the field, and we're just seeing the Ike Cadets emerging from the locker room across the way. It's a little bit of a jaunt to get from the school over here to the stadium. They'll also have a 3-minute warm-up clock as they'll come back and get things ready to go for the second half. What will happen? Well, we know Eastmont will get the ball to start it off, and we will come back with that second half after this 2-minute timeout. You're watching Eastmont football on the NCWLIFE channel, where the Wildcats lead the Cadets 14-7 at half, ready for the second half right after this.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Hello, and what is up? Welcome to Career Shift Business Edition. I've got 3 choices: certificate, associates, and bachelor's. I'm going associates. And I'm enrolled. Stay alert, this game moves pretty fast. Whoa, exams almost did me in. I'm back on track and picking up speed. And I'm in the home stretch. Degree complete. I'm ready to go to work. Charter helped me make that career shift. Your turn.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Well, the teams are back out on the field here at Wildcat Stadium. We don't see the officials as of yet, and the officials have to be out here before they start that 3-minute warm-up clock. So the scoreboard sits at 3 right now, waiting for the officials to come back.
That entire first half took 50 minutes.
Really?
50 minutes.
Wow, we thought it might be a quick one here tonight. Meanwhile, a little bit slower pace down for the Wenatchee Panthers at Sunnyside tonight. We figured that was probably going to be a lot of passing in that game.
Right.
You had a score earlier at the end of the first quarter.
7-0 Panthers on top down at Sunnyside.
Okay, I was texting with Mark Miller in the halftime break here. Oh, here we go. Halftime update, 10-0 Panthers.
It's a big game.
Mark Miller texts me here. He says, expected an offensive showdown. Wrong.
Don't expect things.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Don't expect things. And then you're not disappointed. By the way, if you are recording, you're watching us and you're recording the baseball tonight, and you're a Milwaukee or a Dodger fan, you might want to close your ears and go, no.
Well, they call that spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Right.
Bottom of the 6th right now in Game 6, and Milwaukee leads the Dodgers 5-2. I know that's hard for you as a Dodger fan to take right now. But, yeah, 5-2 and bottom of the 6th in Milwaukee. Game 6, if the Brewers win, then that forces Game 7. Tomorrow.
Don't you love Game 7s in baseball?
Man,
any sport. Game 7s, there's nothing like them.
Just the drama.
It is.
The pitch-to-pitch, inning-to-inning drama that it goes along with this baseball playoffs is just fantastic. Boston, of course, already punched its ticket to the Fall Classic, which will start on Tuesday at Fenway Park.
You win 108 games, you expect them to be there.
Exactly.
It was an amazing season, and they are loaded with talent.
They were talking, I was listening to the radio earlier today about whether it's a disappointing season for Houston being the defending world champions and not getting back to at least have a chance to defend. You won 100-plus games 2 seasons in a row. I don't think you can call that a disappointment.
Yeah, they had a great team this year. They just ran into a buzzsaw.
Well, yeah, Boston's just amazing. I mean, they had 108 wins on the season, and Jose Altuve, I don't think he's at all healthy.
I don't either. He didn't play like he did last year, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. So the team's out, and we're ready to go. Now the officials are out, and it will be...
They did start the clock without him being out here, too, I noticed.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay. Russ Wallerman
they weren't supposed to, but
radioed up to the dispatch up here in the press box and said, start the clock. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros at Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment. Online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Also by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from Wenatchee Valley College. Hey, by the way, coming up this weekend, tomorrow we'll have Eisenhower and Wenatchee volleyball on the replay from a game back in early October. That'll be at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. At 6 o'clock, if you missed the 8th Congressional District debates recorded at Central Washington University presented by the Washington State Debate Coalition, that'll be 6 o'clock Saturday night. And then following that, Our game from last week, Grant, Sunnyside and Eastmont, and what a classic that was. If you didn't see it last Friday, then be sure and watch it tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the NCWLIFE channel.
I go by the excitement of your voice, Eric. You sit across from me in the newsroom, you're replaying the game. I can tell it was great by hearing you.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Good time. All right, here we go. Getting ready for the second half. It looks like it'll be Kalen Massey back to return the kickoff here for Eastmont. And trying to see who else is back there with him. Thankfully, I brought my binoculars tonight. And that is McElwain. Yes. Number 3 back there to return this
Gosh,
kickoff.
I'd like to see him get a shot at a run back here.
Yes, he certainly has been electric, and he had some electric moments last week in the win over Sunnyside. Kicking the football away is Thomas Opplinger as he'll tee it up at the 40-yard line. You know, if you're the front guys, I'd be wary of something funny here.
Because it happened to him last week.
Yes,
Sunnyside pulled one on him, and it was successful. So, yeah, you always got to be heads up, especially in a team. In this situation, it's a great opportunity.
So here we go, ready for second half action on the NCWLIFE channel. As Opplinger has it teed up, the whistle sounds, puts his left hand in the air, and approaches with the right-footed kick. High end-over-end kick, and it will be Massey at the return from his own 4-yard line to the 5, 10, 15. He's got the corner here to the 20, dances away across the 20 out to about the 24-yard line before he's finally driven back there. The ball came free, but the whistle had already sounded. So pretty decent return of 20 yards out to the 24. First down there for Eastmont.
And that was the plan all the way for Massey to come around this side. They seal blocked the special teams blockers on this side. That was the play all the way. It worked for a second. Massey cut it back up, but it could have been a big gain, but still good field position the first possession of the second half.
So the first 2 possessions for Eastmont ended in touchdowns in the first half, and then a fumble and then a punt. So they're looking for better things here to start this second half of play, as Carson Everhart will bring the offense here. First down and 10. He also had a few exchange problems with his center. Good exchange here. He'll hand it to the first man through, and that is not happening at all for Eastmont. In fact, driven back for a 7-yard loss on the play. Holy cow.
It was Talley, I think.
Yeah, Carson Talley on the carry. And just a flood of white jerseys in the background for the Cadets. Paco Sanchez, again, one of the first men there.
You know, Eric, when you do a lot of misdirection like Eastmont does, if it takes too long to develop, it's sunk immediately. You have to get this thing rolling. You can't mess around in the backfield. That's what happened there.
So now second down and call it 14 here for Eastmont, going backwards. Carson Everhart wants to throw out of the backfield. The ball caught here at the 30, 35, and it is Talley on the catch and the run, and a first down for Eastmont out to the 37-yard line.
Nice play that time, and a great throw by Everhart. He was under pressure. He used that strong arm and his height once again to make that throw to Talley. Nice 16-yard gain.
And that's not easy. We saw him throw that touchdown pass to Massey last week, rolling to his left and throwing with the right hand.
Hardest throw you can make right there.
But he did well on that one, and a gain of 17 yards.
I like how he can just dump it over the defender because of that height. The ball is so high to begin with.
Yeah, he's 6'6", and then by the time he releases that ball, it's about 80 feet up. First down
and long arms, yeah.
From the 37. Again, handoff, and nothing happening there for Eastmont. Again, leakage up front as Jason Gottschalk, we mentioned his name a couple of times. He gets in there first, along with about 3 of his buddies, and it's a loss back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Javier Castro also from his defensive line position, 255-pounder at the bottom of that pile.
So Eastmont, we talked about that last week where they had some problems up front on the offensive line, and Coach Michael Don said it was a case of just not recognizing what the defense is doing. Eastmont will have a 2nd and long here. 2 receivers wide to the far side of the field. They'll fake the handoff, throw out the flat. The ball is knocked away, and tight defense there, and good defense at that, applied by Demario Morgan on the intended receiver out there. It's 3rd down and long coming up on the incomplete pass intended for Kalen Massey.
That's the kind of pass you have to hit that receiver on the right shoulder. Luckily, Everhart did hit him on the right shoulder. Just great coverage.
So the substitution coming in with the play is Victor Welton. He'll line up as, I assume, a slot man here on this possession. It's now 3rd down 12. They'll send trips to the right. We don't see that very much for Eastmont. 4-man defensive front. Everhart gets the snap from center, rolling to his right, looking downfield, now throwing the ball too high for his intended target over there. And I think he was trying to find Kalen Massey again along the far sidelines. No, Logan Easley, the intended receiver over there.
And that ball wasn't that badly thrown. It was just a lot of zip on it there right at the sideline, and I don't think the receiver thought he had room there to make that catch.
Well, if you're Eisenhower, this is exactly what you want. You had some momentum gain before the half, and now you hold on a well, they got 1 first down at Eastmont, but that's it. And now they will send DeAnthony Smith-Gary, who turned the tide at the end of that first half, back to return this punt. Massey's punt, high and short, will take a bounce into Smith-Gary. And he spun down there, downfield on the tackle. That time was for the Wildcats, Carson Everhart.
The quarterback on coverage. I love it.
How about that?
Smith-Gary is dangerous. I can see why they made that switch.
So Eisenhower will have it first down, and they'll put the ball down at the 27-yard line. So the punt and no return. And we have 9:30 left here in the 3rd quarter, and we'll see what Eisenhower changes they made at halftime. As they shuffle bodies around, it will be Drew Cornegie at quarterback. He's got Paco Sanchez right at his right hip pocket, and Damian Pacheco about 6 yards behind him. They'll turn hand to Pacheco right up the middle, and a big gap to the 35-40, carrying a man out to the 45-yard line. And just a dive play up the middle, and it was open like the Red Sea right up the middle against that Eastmont defense. Preston Esparza makes the tackle.
21-yard gain. Pacheco now over 100 yards rushing. Nothing fancy there. He didn't make a move or anything. Just ran straight up the middle of the field.
That is a big offensive line. First down from the Ike 46-yard line. Turn, handoff again, and good yardage on first down. 6-7 yards on a first down dive play. Torrin Meeks, the center, Chance Ward, and Javier Castro, the guards, making big holes.
Boy, and just some great line play for sure. Dakota Wright, the big lineman in there. Damian Ramirez, also at 255, blowing open holes.
Well, why would you do anything different? But they will here on a 2nd down and short, going for it all, and the receiver coming back for the ball as it was thrown behind him. Drew Reyes couldn't make the catch, falls incomplete. Coverage downfield by McElwain, and it will be a 3rd down, but not a bad play call right there.
I think it was a good play call, and probably Cornegie's best pass of the night right there. He hasn't had a couple of completions, but that ball was well thrown.
Do you think he was purposely going back shoulder there?
I think he'd like to think he was. But
I called that.
It was a nice throw.
It was. Malachi Spurrier splits out wide to the left here on 3rd down and 4 for the Cadets. Eastmont cheating up the middle here. Turn, handoff Pacheco again. And sometimes when you cheat up the middle, it doesn't take much of a gap to get a first down. The tackle made by Max Prazer, but not before. The Pacheco gets a first down to the Eastmont 42-yard line.
Hurry up offense now after that 6-yard run.
I would just keep handing to Pacheco. They do again and again. A big hold to the 35-30. Dances around him out at the 25-20. 15. Cuts back at the 10 and down at the 7-yard line. Damian Pacheco, #1 rusher in the Big 9, gallops his way down the field, and they'll put him out at the 17.
Eastmont defense now in jeopardy of giving up 2 straight 200-yard rushers. Pacheco inching up to that 200-yard mark.
What, 25 yards on that gain right there?
Clock about 35
yards, yeah, and a handoff this time. Better play for Eastmont defensively as Snyder will get in there and cut him down on the play, as it'll be no gain. Or will it be a gain?
The down marker guy didn't even move.
Yeah, he didn't move.
Just stood there. I don't think it was anything.
Oh, that was down to the 7 on that running play, so that's why I was off by 10 yards on the run. So 2nd down and goal from the 7, ball left hash mark, and Ike just like that trying to tie this ball game up, Grant.
Boy, the momentum squarely on the Cadet side right now.
Cornegie in the shotgun. Gets the pass from center, turn, handoff Pacheco, dive play, right side, driving, and into the end zone he will go. Touchdown, Eisenhower. That offensive line just expressing its will right now.
And they have got the size to do it. You mentioned right off the top, they average about 240, 245 of that offensive line, all seniors up front, and they use that size to get Pacheco in. We've got a new ball game.
We certainly do. Carnegie will be the holder here for their kicker, Thomas Opplinger, and a very important extra point forthcoming. Snap back, spot down, kick away, and it's good. And we are all tied at 14 with 7:37 to go here in the third. We'll take a 60-second break. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha Frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Well, it's become the Damian Pacheco show as he gallops his way into the end zone from 7 yards out, and the ball squarely on his back on a 7-play, 73-yard drive, a minute 53 off the clock. Extra point makes it a 14-all ball game with 7:37 to go here in the third quarter. We have a brand new contest here. Don't you go anywhere. Here comes the ensuing kickoff by Opplinger. High end-over-end kick, and it's going to be Massey on the return to the 10, 15, 20. Look out, he's got a gap to the 30.
There he goes.
35, 40. Up the far sideline he goes. Will anybody catch him? To the 20, to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown. We talked about the fact that a special teams play might be another difference for Eastmont. 90 yards on the kickoff return for the Eastmont Wildcats, and a touchdown, and excuse me, it was not Talley, or it was McElwain.
Such an electric player. He wants the ball in these situations. He makes things happen. 90 yards. I don't think he was barely touched on that run. Great blocking by the special teams. And now momentum back on the side of Eastmont.
How about that? It looked like all the momentum was on the side of the Cadets, tying it up on a big drive on the ground. But just like that, McElwain takes it all the way 90 yards on the kickoff return for the touchdown. The extra point by Kalen Massey is up and through. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. And with 7:14 to go here in the third, Eastmont back out on top, 21-14. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE channel.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
So a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Wesley McElwain gives Eastmont the lead back, 21-14 with 7:14 to go. Kalen Massey has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. And now his kickoff, a line drive kickoff taken by the up man here at the 15-20 on the return, 25-30. Look out to the 35 and then spilled down at the 39-yard line. It was Jesse McGuyan on the return here for the Cadets. And what you don't want to do is give him good field position.
No, you don't. Max Fraser, another great play on special teams, really kept that gain from being about the 40 to another 30 yards or so into Eastmont territory. Another nice play by Fraser.
So Ike will get the football back with 7:07 to go here, and that's what you're saying here in the commercial break. What you didn't want to do is put your defense right back there on the field.
They're tired already. That was a tough drive, you want to put that last drive by Ike. And by the way, Damian Pacheco, 20 carries, 166 yards.
Well, he came in with 211 carries on the season, and here's another one across the 45-50. Look out. Boy, he's got some vision to the 40, inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. And it doesn't look fancy. He just is picking his way down the field and has a little spurt of speed and a big play on first down.
Once he got past that initial line of scrimmage, he made one move on the linebacker and then just headed straight up the field. You're right, nothing fancy.
With 31 yards or so on that carry, and a dive play again. This time Eastmont with some jerseys up front, led on the play by Christian Flores. Short gain, but still positive yardage down to the 32.
You got the trait that all great running backs have, Eric. You get hit, you fall forward. He does that almost every single time.
Sean Alexander was one of those for the Seahawks.
Master at it.
Forever. And really, Beast Mode was also one of those guys that could just find a way to fall forward. Second down, call it 7 after a 3-yard gain on first down from the 32. Back to pass Cornegie with pressure, rolls out of the pocket, scrambling. He's going to keep it himself and run out of bounds here on the near side. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage, but chasing him like his hair was on fire, Jeremy Gregerson on the blitz, and a good call for Eastmont. And it's a third down play and a loss back to the 33.
Get a run from the far side of the field, chasing a quarterback to the other side of the field. That wears you out as a linebacker.
Third down, 8. Eastmont, #1 defense of the Big 9, needs to flex his muscle right here. DeAnthony Smith-Gary, we've seen his wheels. He'll split out wide to the far side of the field to the left along with Drew Reyes over there. They'll turn, hand it to Pacheco, or no, it's not Pacheco, to the 30, bouncing off of players and then finally taken down at the 26-yard line. It doesn't get many carries, but DeMario Morgan on the carry there, and it's going to be a fourth down, and you bet that Eisenhower is going to go for it.
Very short, too. A yard, maybe even less than a yard there.
They'll put it down at the 26. They need to get to the 25 for a first down. So a fourth down play coming up.
Good big play.
Pacheco comes back in, and now a whistle sounds. We're going to get a timeout called by the officials. Let's see.
Well, the down marker is wrong. It says third down.
Down marker says third, should say fourth. Not sure, yes. That's what it was. Official's timeout. The official on the far side of the field had to make sure it was fourth down. And so now that is correct, fourth down and 1. Shotgun for Cornegie. Trying to draw the defense maybe offside. Eastmont, everybody up in front. Here's a turn, handoff. Pacheco, he's got the first down and more. Look at him continue with that foot drive. And he's taken down at the 22. It'll be a first down on a fourth down conversion.
Took a pop at the end of that play, too, but not after gaining 4 yards again. He just won't go backwards.
Pacheco comes out. He's run a lot. How many carries here?
Now he's got 22 carries on the night.
Well, he's replaced here by DeMario Morgan, who's 6'2", 205. So certainly
big kid out there.
A different-looking sort at tailback right now for Eisenhower. First down and 10 from the Eastmont 22, trailing at 21-14 as time winds here in the third quarter. And here's Morgan on the carry, got away from one man, and now finally will be taken down on the far side of the field for Eastmont. Coming up and making the stop was Wesley McElwain, and thank goodness, or else Morgan's still running.
That was a great play that time by Eastmont. Also in on that play, Jessup, who came and showed his speed there. And short gain on that play.
Gain of 4 brings up second down and 6 for the Cadets. They'll turn, hand it off to Morgan again. Started right, wanted to come back left, and hanging on for dear life. Christian Flores around his leg, and this time Eastmont makes the stop at the line of scrimmage.
Comes Pacheco back in now.
They will give him a gain to the 17-yard line, so third down and about 6 yards coming up. They've got 7 on the board here. Pacheco back in there. Eastmont fans nervous to see 24 back out on the field right now. Third down play. Snap back to Cornegy. He wants to throw it. Going to throw for it all. Looking for the end zone. Looking for, and the ball is caught in the end. No, it falls incomplete.
Wow,
he had the ball. Drew Reyes all the way down to the ground, but the ball came out at the last second. Incomplete pass brings up fourth down.
And great coverage and a hand in there. Wesley McElwain once again makes a play in the end zone. That was 6. I think the receiver, Reyes, had his hands on it.
He did.
Play by McElwain.
McElwain had his hand inside of him there, and they come and give each other a pat on the back after that one. That was just great mano-a-mano coverage between Reyes and McElwain had his hand in there, ripped the ball out as they came to the ground. And now Eisenhower going to try a long field goal as they will bring Opplinger out to try to kick a 33-yard field goal attempt. Ball left hash mark. Snap is low. The spot down, the kick away, and it has the distance, and it is good.
Oh, just over the crossbar.
33-yard field goal is good for Opplinger, and that makes it a 21-17 ball game with 4:01 to go here in the third. We'll take a 60-second break. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
A 9-play, 44-yard drive stalls at the Eastmont 17-yard line, and Opplinger with a 33-yard field goal with 4:01 to go here in the third. And it's a 21-17 lead now for Eastmont. Opplinger has the ball teed up here for the ensuing kickoff. He approaches, and the line drive kick will come down and be fielded at the 13 on the return. Across the 25, 30, 35. It's McElwain again, changing directions, and McElwain just refuses to go down. Finally, out to the 41-yard line.
Doesn't it remind you a little bit of Devin Snyder from last year? A great player for Eastmont. Every time he touches the ball, he makes something happen, and that's Wesley McElwain, giving Eastmont great position now at their own 41-yard line.
31 yards on the kickoff return by McElwain, and with 3:50, Eastmont has the football back, leading at 21-17. Got to get some offense.
They need a sustained drive here.
Carson Everhart will bring Massey into the backfield with him, along with Carson Talley. So you got the Carson connection in the backfield right now for Eastmont on 1st down and 10. They'll turn and hand it to Massey. Massey trying to get away from a sea of white jerseys again, getting pressure in the backfield, and it's big number 77 Dakota Wright, the 6'5", 290-pounder that latches on, and a loss of 1.
Eastmont rushing this half, 3 carries, -9 yards.
Yeah, they've done a lot of going backwards here. And these counter plays just take so long to develop, and with the penetration that Eisenhower is getting up front defensively, it just makes it tough going. Offensive line issues again for the second consecutive game in the second half. Tanner Nelson will switch from right to left, and they'll bring him as a blocker in. Then a handoff to Carson Talley, and I like those dive plays, just quick plays instead of those long developing plays. They get it out to the 48-yard line on that carry by Talley.
That's a great point, Eric. That is how Eastmont is going to get down the field. Quick hitting plays, not long developing, misdirection, end around type things. Just go up the middle.
So it'll be 3rd down and 2, maybe 3 yards to go here from the 48 of Eastmont. They need to get to just the other side of midfield here. And Eisenhower with 7 men in the box on this play. Eastmont might be changing it here as Carson turns towards the sideline. Everhart gets the snap, handoff. It's Carson Talley. He's got the first down, trying to spin away from a man, but can't quite get away from the tackle of Jesse McGuyan. But he does have enough for a first down, and boy, did Eastmont need a first down there.
And McGuyan, that was a saving. And they're moving the chains.
4 yards on that carry for Carson Talley. 2:23 left here in the third. Eastmont on top, 21-14. And Eastmont trying to find some offense where they really haven't had a lot since late in the first quarter. Nelson again switches sides from right to left here, and they'll turn and hand off, and a little counter play this time. Kalen Massey, not much happening there as he's wrapped up and dropped. There is a cadet slow to get up here, and we've seen DeMario Morgan slow to get up several times here in this ball game as he will make his way back to his huddle. In fact, will head back to the sidelines. A gain to the 46, just 2 yards on first down.
You know, Everhart, Eastmont was successful offensively, Eric, in that first half, rolling Everhart out, maybe faking a play action pass through the middle and then roll Everhart out. That was working in that first half.
2nd down long coming up for the Wildcats here from the Eisenhower 46-yard line. Everhart turn, handoff, dive play, Carson Talley, and just tripped up, or else he would be maybe dancing into the end zone right now. Going to be stopped about a yard shy of the first down. Saving tackle by Jesse McGuyan.
Nice 8-yard run, though, by Talley. And that's what you said, Eric. Those quick dive plays up the middle. That's what's working against this big Ike defense.
And the right side of the offensive line for Eastmont seems to be giving a little more of a gap. Drew Bergen over there, Alan Ortega, Andrew Snyder, the center, giving Carson Talley just enough of a gap to get some yardage. 3rd down and 1 coming up. You like these 3rd and shorts if you get 3rd down. Again, Nelson switches from right to left. Here comes Ike cheating up the middle and the handoff. And here is Kalen Massey. Massey with a first down inside the 25 or the 35 to the 32-yard line, and a big first down for the Cats.
Keeps that clock moving, the chains moving as well, moving deeper into Ike territory. A touchdown here goes a long way for Eastmont with a 21-17 lead.
They'll put the ball at the 31, gain of 7 yards for Kalen Massey. So whatever adjustments they made up front here on the offensive line, I think it's more of a case of just get the ball to the back, have him run the ball right now. And maybe that's part of the situation here for Eastmont, putting Carson Everhart right under center.
Absolutely.
Give the back a chance to get a gain, a little momentum before he gets the handoff. Everhart under center, turn, handoff. Again, it is Massey. Massey is tumbled down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line for the Eastmont Wildcats. Tackle made by Will Yoakum.
I mentioned the negative carries for Eastmont for the running backs. Now it's been 8 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. Doing a great job up front now, and I think that Ike defense getting a little bit tired.
And that is the final play of the third quarter. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. Fourth quarter straight ahead. Eastmont 21, Eisenhower 17. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE channel.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Guten Samir das Problem sagen. Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. Hey, you.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
Well, here we go. Fourth quarter time. Eastmont clinging to a 21-17 lead right now, but they do have a nice drive going as they have it at the 30, or make that to 26 of Eisenhower. On a 2nd down and 5. Everhart wants to throw, going downfield. Man's open and catching it in the end zone. It's Kalen Massey with the connection and the touchdown from 26 yards out, and that was a beautiful pass by Everhart.
That is as nice as they come right there. Floated it over the outstretched arms of the defensive back, the cornerback on that side, and Everhart has been on tonight throwing the football. He really has been.
So Massey collecting on the Everhart pass from 26 yards out, and boy, he jungled it. It almost came out of his hands.
It did.
Huge drive for Eastmont. When they needed it most, they come through. Garcia with the hold, high snap. Massey with the extra point. It's up and through. We'll take another 60-second break and come back with 11:52 to go here in the fourth. 28-17. Eastmont extends the lead. You're watching Big Nine Football on the NCWLIFE channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
We're back here at Wildcat Stadium. The Ike Cadets have a player that's down on the field after that extra point, and they will raise him up to his feet, it looks like here. Well, he'll get himself to his feet, and not able to put any weight on that right leg right now. Now he finally does put some weight on it. Javier Castro, 5'11", 255 pounds, and a senior. He's a big guy in that offensive line.
Oh, boy.
They really can't do without right now. The touchdown drive for Eastmont, 8 plays, 59 yards. Everhart on a 26-yard pass play to Massey. Extra point makes it a 28-17 lead for Eastmont. A lot of time to go here, 11:52 to go in regulation. But, oh, man, when they needed a drive, they got a drive big time.
They gave themselves a cushion, and they gave their defense a chance to catch their breath a little bit here, too.
Yeah, you know, almost 4 minutes it took for that drive there for Eastmont, taking us into the fourth quarter. And now Massey, the man who collected the touchdown pass, who also tacked on the extra point, will come out here and kick the football away. Still waiting on an update on the Wenatchee game down at Sunnyside tonight. It was 10-0 at halftime. That's the last score we have, as both Grant and I are texting the radio play-by-play crew down there. Maybe it's still a 10-0 ball game. You never know. Here's the kickoff and return from the 5-10, and then slipping down at about the 17-yard line was the return man that time, and slow to get up on the play afterwards. It is a guy who's been busy tonight, DeAnthony Smith-Gary, on the kickoff return.
Now for the time for the Eastmont defense to show why they're the #1 defense in the Big Nine. This is when you shut down teams. You have an 11-point lead, 11:46 left in the ball game. You're undefeated in the Big Nine. Now you show this other team why you're the best defense in the league.
First down from the 18. That was good coverage on that kickoff by the special teams unit here for Eastmont. So here comes Drew Cornegie, the 5'8", 160-pound senior. Lines up the Cadets on a 1st down and 10. He wants to go back to pass, looking left for the screen pass. The ball is overthrown, and a defender was right there for Eastmont. A little extracurricular after the fact between Eastmont's Preston Esparza, who was on the coverage that time, of Will Yoakum. Incomplete, stops the clock, 2nd down and 10.
You know, if he wouldn't have been so intent on the running back and making that tackle, he had a chance at that football.
Yeah, maybe a pick 6 there.
Cornegie 0 for 4 passing here in the second half.
Wow.
But with Pacheco running like he is, he really hasn't had to pass.
No, definitely not. Pacheco is lined up about 8 yards behind the football here on 2nd down and 10. They'll turn, hand it to him, and again, he's got to gain positive yardage, holding on for dear life for Eastmont. I think that time around on the tackle, it was Dominic Torres. But positive yardage out to the 24 on the gain. That's, what, 6 yards?
Haven't mentioned Dominic Torres' name much tonight. Of course, the hero last week.
Yeah, with that punt block in the end zone. 3rd down, call it 5 here for Eisenhower. Snap back, handoff, Pacheco running right side, 1st down and more to the 30, 35, 40, cuts it up the far sideline to the 45 and out to midfield before he's finally driven out of bounds on the far sideline here for the Eastmont Wildcats, but a big gain out to midfield.
22 yards again for Damian Pacheco. Boy, he picks his holes and he hits those holes so quickly once he decides where he's going. Another big run for Pacheco.
Just has such good vision. He comes out here and getting a little breather on the far sideline as he doffs his helmet. Meanwhile, back in to replace him is DeMario Morgan, who is a load back there in the tailback position. 1st down and 10 from midfield. They'll turn, hand it to Morgan. He's met in the backfield, trying to dance away, though, and he does, up the far sideline inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
Dominic Torres had him behind the line of scrimmage, just couldn't hold on. That would have been a loss. Instead, a nice gain for Morgan.
Well, they'll put it down at the 45, so he stepped out of bounds on the far sideline after a 5-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5, and here comes Pacheco back in the ball game. Pacheco, diminutive at 5'7", 155, but boy, has he carried the load here tonight for Eisenhower. 2 receivers wide to the short side right. Back to pass, and Cornegie going to try to keep it himself. Had a spy there, got past the spy, but does not get by Schneider as he takes him down for a gain of just a yard to the 44. That looked like it might get bigger than it was, but a nice job by the defense to converge.
Damian Pacheco so far tonight, Eric, 25 carries, 228 yards and a touchdown. What a game.
And what a game for that offensive line.
Oh, fantastic.
To block for him, and you just give him a gap. That's all you need to do. Hold that block for about 3 seconds, and he's by you. 3rd down coming up. Big 3rd down play in 4. Handoff Pacheco. 1st down and more inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. And why would you do anything other than hand the ball off to Pacheco?
And it wears the defense down. That big offensive line is grinding on you. Pacheco running for 6, running for 8, 10. I mean, it just grinds on that defensive line.
Gain of 9 on that one, down to the 35-yard line for Pacheco. They'll send a receiver wide to the right. Malachi Spurrier out there. And I don't know why you'd even think about throwing a 2 tight end set here. The snap back to Cornegie. Handoff Pacheco. Eastmont, better job that time as corralling him on the far side. Beautiful job by Max Prazer, and he's having a whale of a game for this sophomore for Eastmont.
He's had at least 3 solo tackles on special team. I don't know how many from his linebacker defensive line position. Only a sophomore. This kid's going to be a stud.
A loss of 2 on that play, back to the 37, and the handoff to Pacheco, this time snuffed out by that Eastmont defense. 2 tight end set again here on 2nd down and 12. They look like they're ready to snap it, then they look to the far sideline to get the play if they want to stick with it or change it. Back to pass. Here comes Cornegie. No, he wants to keep it. He's got room to the 35-30, and then out of bounds he goes at the 29-yard line. I think that was a play call all the way where he's going to keep it.
You know, I might run that play more if I was Ike. He's a pretty quick quarterback. He's very quick. You mentioned not very big, but he's pretty quick.
5'8", 160 pounds, and he can hide behind that big offensive line and then just suddenly emerge.
Absolutely.
As he runs the football ahead to the 29. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 4 down territory, you bet. With 9:04 to go here in the game, 28-17. Ike trails it. Handoff, Pacheco. And rarely does the first man bring him down, and that was again the case here, where he squirts ahead for 6 and a 1st down.
And once again was hit at contact and leaned forward for another 2 yards to get those 6.
I guess officially it'll be a 5-yard gain as he got it from the 29 to the 24. Eastmont defense, hands on hips right now for those big fellas up front as that offensive line, as you mentioned, Grant, continues to lean and lean and lean. They bring Sanchez in as an extra blocker in the backfield, and he's a load too at 210. Handoff, no, they fake the handoff. Looking for the pass, the ball caught here at the 20, at the 15, and then finally spilled down at the 9-yard line. Stephen Abb, I believe, on the reception. No, it was Drew Reyes. Reyes with the collection and a gain all the way down to the 10-yard line, gain of 14 yards.
Boy, you would think that play action would work so great. You fake it to Pacheco up the middle. They have to be keen on him. That should be open the rest of this ball game.
Gain of 14 on that pass play, and the ball snapped a little high. The ball's loose, and the quarterback didn't even cover it, didn't even get after it. I don't believe that. It's recovered for Eastmont by Jeremy Gregerson. And what happened to Pacheco, or to Cornegie? He didn't even try to get the ball.
I don't know what he was thinking on the ground. It was right in front of him, literally a couple of yards away. And Gregerson sped in there, recovered that football. Pacheco stood there looking at it. That was an odd-looking play.
Well, it works out nicely for Eastmont because it looked like Eisenhower was just going to take it in there. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Color Effects, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color Effects at 509-741-7609. There's a handoff on a dive play to Carson Talley, that is. He'll take it out to the 28-yard line on a first down carry. Strange play there. It almost looked like he just didn't want any part of getting on the ground there.
Or maybe didn't want to reach his arm out there. It's a good way to get your wrist broke or something like that. But, man, this type of game, you got to go for that football.
Eastmont got this ball back with just about 8 minutes to go here in regulation. Well, here's a chance for Eastmont. They could just run this game out right here. Second down coming up from the 28. A handoff again, counterplay, and a rare carry here for Kaylor Cannon. Cannon will take it out to the 32, positive yardage. It'll bring up third down and short. They'll put him down at the 33, so a gain of 5 yards, brings up third down and 2 for Eastmont. And I would use as much of that play clock as I could if you're the Wildcats here. Leading it by a score of 28-17. 2-score game now for the Wildcats.
Ike has been in a lot of close games this season.
They certainly have. Eisenhower lost earlier this season to Sunnyside just by 2. Shut out by the Panthers. Now we have a flag down, and it's going to be against the defense. How about that? That'll give Eastmont a free first down.
That is a killer if you're the Cadets right now. Short third down play coming up for you. Your defense has been playing pretty well, and an automatic first down.
I think that's our first penalty here this second half.
This game is flying by.
4 penalties, 40 yards now for Eisenhower, and I don't think there are any bigger 5-yard penalty than that one right there. It'll give Eastmont a first down out to the 37-yard line. Everhart almost lost the snap again, it looked like, and Carson Talley gets the handoff. And I think Eastmont's lucky that ball didn't come spurting out again. They'll give him a gain out to the 37. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 coming up.
Out to the 37-yard line. No gain on the play. Second and 10. Eastmont.
We'll give you a score on baseball coming up here in a moment, as they got to be late in that one. It is the bottom of the 8th inning. Brewers have extended the lead now over the Dodgers 6-2. Trying to stave off elimination in the National League Championship Series. Handoff to Kalen Massey. Massey's not going to find much yardage over that left side as Eisenhower gang tackles him over there, led by Chance Ward and company. And one of the Cadets slow to get up after the tackle. He was in there as well. Timothy Harrison on the assist on the tackle there. Maybe a gain. They'll be nice and give him a yard on the play. It'll be third and long coming up for Eastmont.
You know, I'd like to see Eastmont, I'd like to see Everhart keep it on a bootleg on that play once in a while. This side of the field, our side of the field, was wide open. If Everhart would have kept that, they always hand it off, but if he keeps it just once in a while, it keeps him at bay.
Massey came out of the lineup here in the near sideline and looked like he was a little bit gimpy. as he came to the near side. Third down and long. Look out here for Eastmont. They're going to try to throw the ball. Pressure in the backfield for Everhart. Throws out in the flat. The ball caught, and a first down by Carson Talley. Giving pressure from behind Paco Sanchez, but Everhart outraces him and lofts the ball downfield. Picked up by Talley, and they pick up a first down.
Needed 8, got 8. Great throw once again. Everhart has been on the money tonight through the air. He has really thrown the ball well. Talley also a nice night through the air, catching the football.
First down for Eastmont. How many catches for Talley in the ball game?
He's got 4 catches and a touchdown to go show for it so far.
First down from the 47 as the clock continues to wind with 5:10 here left in the ball game. Everhart started from the shotgun, now comes up under center as they reset the offense. Hand off to Massey. Massey is caught and going to be stopped here after a short gain as he spilled down by Chance Ward. And he'll be out to the 49, gain of a couple of yards.
It's okay. It eats clock. 4:54 now, under 5 minutes left. And the pressure is squarely on the Cadets now. They need to stop here. Second down and 8.
18 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time for Eastmont to chew the game clock at 4:38.
Boy, you mentioned it, Eric. I'd get that thing down to 3 and 2 every time.
They've got the play clock on each end of the field here, so Everhart can watch it tick down. Handoff, dive play inside, and short yardage there for Eastmont, but positive yardage. As the carry that time was that Talley again. It was Carson for the gain. Boy, he's had a few gaps here, but it's been tough sledding for Carson Talley here this evening.
15 carries, 64 yards on the night for Talley.
Victor Welton will come in with the play call for Eastmont. Everhart will break the huddle with 10 on the play clock. 3:54 on the game clock. Third and long. This is a big third down play right here in this football game. Everhart back to pass, looking left, throwing left. The ball is way too high, intended for Massey out there. And that's one of those dangerous ones where Everhart telegraphed that pass the entire way. I think for Eastmont, lucky he threw that so high to Mario Morgan on the coverage.
That was just miscommunication too, Eric. I think Everhart thought Massey was cutting to the outside. Massey cut to the inside, and that was incomplete. Big down.
And a punting situation here for Eastmont as Kalen Massey will punt the ball away. And look out, the man back there to return it, DeAnthony Smith-Gary, was 5 ticks away from a touchdown return in the first half right before halftime.
Oh, wouldn't that be something right now?
He stands back inside his own 10, cleaning his cleats off. Massey with the punt. High spiral kick, good kick, and they'll let it bounce, and then he'll pick it up at the 7, and then swarmed over there at the 5-yard line. Beautiful coverage downfield for the Eastmont Wildcats. There's Jared Snyder again.
What a player Jared Snyder is. 6 foot, 190-pound senior. He's been all over the field tonight as well.
They'll put that ball down at the 7-yard line. How about a 40-yard punt and no return?
Just what you needed right there.
So first down here for Eisenhower. They'll have it with 3:34 to go and down by 2 scores. Here's where if you are the defensive backs for Eastmont, you know that they don't have a lot of time to be handing off to Pacheco.
Exactly what I was going to say, Eric. Now their mindset has to change a little bit.
So Cornegie in the shotgun. Lone man, they will hand it off to Pacheco, and he is caught at the 10 and dropped right there. Good job coming up and flooding in by Preston Esparza. Hurry up offense here for Eisenhower. They'll put the ball at the 11-yard line. They actually started this drive at the 8, so about 3 yards on that one. Second down and 7. Back to pass Cornegie. He's flooded from the pocket. He's going to run it himself and then try to get out to the safety of the sideline. As chasing him out over there was Jeremy Gregerson for Eastmont. Short gain on the play, already going to bring up a third down. They'll put him out at the 12, gain of just a yard. Stops the clock going out of bounds with 3:05 left. So it hasn't been the prettiest games here tonight, but Eastmont, well, all you care about is getting a W.
That's right. And, you know, they're playing a pretty solid football team here, too. It amazes me still that Wenatchee shut this team out a couple of weeks ago.
On the road.
Just really a surprise.
Third down and long. Call it 3rd and 7 here for the Cadets. Back to pass again. Pressure in the backfield. Throwing out the flat. The ball is tipped up in the air and almost picked off. And guess who? Wesley McElwain again knocking that ball away. It's 4th down.
What a play. He's just been all over the field tonight. I don't know who's had a better game between Jaron Snyder or McElwain. Also a really solid game by Flores on that defensive line. They played
Fraser as well.
Fraser's played outstanding.
He certainly has. 4th down coming up, and well, Opplinger will come in and apparently punt this ball away. Eastmont not believing it. They're not sending hardly anybody deep here. On a 4th down and 7.
I don't think they have much choice here, Eric.
Yeah.
You give Eastmont the ball, you can get down by another.
High snap. Opplinger gets the ball, punts it away. Low knuckling ball will take an Eisenhower bounce across the 40 and cross the 45, and that's where it will stop right there. So a 33-yard punt and no return. And, you know, despite that first drive of the second half here for Eisenhower, where Pacheco ran it in on the touchdown, Eastmont's done a pretty good job since then of just really bending but not breaking.
They really have, and it all changed with that kickoff return by McElwain. The defense caught their breath. They came back out, were rejuvenated, and they've shown why they're the best defense in the league.
2:51 to go in regulation. Eastmont with the football. First down at the 45 of Eisenhower. They'll turn, hand it to Massey again. Kalen is stood up and dropped after a couple of yard advance as Will Yoakum and company come on the defensive front along with Paco Sanchez. The gain will be to the 42, so a gain of 3 yards.
How balanced is this, Eric? Tally 15 carries, 64 yards. Massey 13 carries, 65 yards.
That's a pretty good offensive output between the two. Eastmont came in with 1,544 rushing yards as a team. Eastmont's offense, after kind of a tough goal last week, especially in that second half, dropped back to number 5 in the Big Nine. And speaking of dropping, football dropped on the ground and then covered by Carson Talley, maybe slipping on the surface out there as well. This is, by the way, senior night, so this is the last time Eastmont will be playing here at home this season.
And Eastmont's got a tough couple of games coming up after this one, at Moses Lake and then at the Apple Bowl, which could be for everything. We don't want to look forward that much, Eric, because there are some tough games in between, but boy, isn't that going to be something if it comes down to that.
Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians. Celebrating 25 years in the car care business, they speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Also by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consultation services online at onewayconstructionnw.com. And the Windmill Restaurant, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey, old-fashioned dining room, open 7 days a week from 4:30 to 9 p.m. Call 509-665-9529. Appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast tonight, along with Grant Olson, Eric Randstrom with you on the NCWLIFE channel. We will have a post-game show down on the field. We'll try to grab Coach Michael Don, and I think we're going to grab somebody from the defensive side tonight.
I think
maybe
Mr. McElwain.
Carson Everhard, too. He's had a really good game offensively
Absolutely.
for the Wildcats here. Third down coming up from the 43 after the timeout by Eisenhower. And a turn. No, they're going to go with a pass play. Everhart rolling out, throwing, and the ball caught. And no, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Carson Talley came up with a football. He would have been about a yard shy of the first down marker anyway. So it'll be a 4th down coming up. And that stops the clock, something you don't really want, with 1:59 to go.
That was very close right there. He had his both feet, 1 foot just on the white line at about the 35-yard line.
Touchdowns for Eastmont tonight. Everhart to Talley from 13 yards away. Massey, an 11-yard touchdown run. The 90-yard kickoff return by McElwain for a touchdown. Everhart to Massey from 26 yards out for a touchdown. Punt away by Massey, speaking of which, is a great one. It'll bounce at the 10 and then go out of bounds. You talk about coffin corner. That's Ray Guy-ish down at the 4-yard line.
You couldn't have written or scripted that any better. Goes out of bounds inside the 5, as you said.
40 yards on the punt, no return as it goes out of bounds, and Eastmont will pin Eisenhower back at its own 3-yard line. Well, we talked about special teams, Grant, and special teams gave up a play right before the half on a big punt return for Eisenhower by DeAnthony Smith-Gary, but this second half, the special teams have really come through for Eastmont.
It really has, and Wesley McElwain has been the spark plug many times tonight, and also on coverage, they've been fantastic.
They certainly have. Cornegie in the game. What are his numbers at this point?
He is struggling. He was, let's see, he's got 18 yards total in this game. He is 3 out of 12 in the game.
He's back to pass here, standing 5 yards deep in his own end zone. Wanted to throw it out in the flat. Instead, he's just going to throw it away here, as Eastmont did a great job in the end zone picking up the man they were trying to throw the ball to. They're trying to get it to Pacheco on a little flare out of the backfield, and Eastmont stopped him right in the backfield.
Carnegie is 1 for 6 for 14 yards in this second half after being 3 of 6 for 4 yards in the first half.
So give credit to that Eastmont defense.
Their defensive backs, Eric, I'll just say it, they're the best defensive backs I've watched this year.
Absolutely. So here we go, 2nd down and 10 from the 3-yard line. Eisenhower running out of time here with 1:46 to go. Back to pass, Cornegie again in his end zone. Pressure, now throws down over the middle. The ball is incomplete. I think he was trying to get it to Reyes. He was about 6 yards from it, and I think more of the case, Cornegie just tried to get it out of his hand before he was tackled for a safety.
Dominic Torres was in there, and a lot of the defensive line was in there. Now I think the offensive line of Ike's getting a little bit winded. The big guys now getting pushed around a little bit.
3rd down and 10, 1:41 to go, and I think it's pretty safe to say that Eastmont's going to pick up the victory here. Meanwhile, end of the 3rd down in Sunnyside, Panthers lead it 10-0. Wow. Over the Grizzlies. And another throw out in the flat here. Incomplete, looking for Reyes, excuse me. And pressure again on Cornegie. It'll be 4th down and 10. Wow. So after this punt, you want to head down and get set up for our post-game show? Well, punt, I'm assuming punt, but it looks like they're going to go for it here, as it's desperation time for the Ike Cadets. 1:37 left, 4th down and 10 from their own 3-yard line. How about the job by this defense here for the Wildcats here tonight? Cornegie in the backfield about 5 yards deep. Turns, fakes the handoff, has pressure, throws the ball, batted down, and then intercepted almost in the end zone. It hit the ground. Awfully close play for the Wildcats by Dominic Torres. He's asking for a replay. Sorry, Dominic, there's no replay in high school football. Instead, Eastmont will have it on as it goes over on downs. And the Wildcats are going to improve on the season here to 4-0 in Big Nine play, 7-1 overall. How about this Wildcat team in 2018? 1:31 to go as Eastmont gets the ball back. Let's see if they just kneel down here or if they run some plays. Everhart under center. Been a long time since the Wildcats have been in a position like this. Wildcats minus a man. They only had 10 men out there. Finally, they get Kaylor Cannon to come out as a running back in the backfield. Turn, handoff, tally, end zone, touchdown, Eastmont. So Carson Talley with a run from 3 yards out. Add a little salt in the wound here for Eisenhower. It makes it a 34-17 contest with the extra point still to come. So the defense hands it over to the offense on downs, and then Talley takes it in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. 1 receiving and now 1 rushing. As Garcia will hold for the extra point by Massey, and it is through. We'll take a 60-second break and come back with just 1:26 to go. Eastmont in charge, 35-17 over Eisenhower. You're watching Big Nine football tonight on the NCWLIFE channel.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service, located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Welcome back once again here to Wildcat Stadium as we get ready to close out the final moments of this one after Eastmont adds to its lead. It's now 35-17 with 1:26 to go. Carson Talley on a 3-yard touchdown run. The extra point is good, and now Massey with the ensuing kickoff. End over end kick, and we're going to get a flag, and we're going to get offsides, I think, on the kick team this time around. So they'll bring it back, march it back 5, and have Eastmont kick it over again. Well, the Wildcats jumped out to the lead in the first quarter on their first drive of the ball game. Everhart hit Talley on a 13-yard touchdown drive that capped a 14-play, 80-yard drive. And with 7:10 to go in the first half, Eastmont led it, with 2:54 to go in the first quarter, Eastmont led it 7-0. The Wildcats would get the ball back on their second possession, march 7 or 8 plays, 71 yards. The 11-yard touchdown run by Kalen Massey made it a 14-0 ball game with 6:43 to go in the first. They would turn the ball over back and forth, and a punt return before halftime down to the 5-yard line would result in a Cornegie to Sanchez 4-yard touchdown pass from 4 yards out on 4th down, and that made it a 14-7 game at halftime. We would be tied as the kickoff comes across the 35-40. On the return, it's the big fella, DeMario Morgan, and he'll be stood up and dropped at about the 40-yard line, and that's where Eisenhower will have the ball back. And again, with just 1:14 left here in regulation. One thing that Eastmont can't do is have any extracurricular here and get somebody in trouble for their game next week, where Eastmont will be on the road at Moses Lake. So first down from the 41 here for Eisenhower. Again, Grant Olson is headed down to the field to be ready for our postgame show coming up here on the NCWLIFE channel. First down from the 41 of Eisenhower. Again, it is Cornegie back to pass, a little swing pass over the middle, and it's too low for Reyes. Falls incomplete. Stops the clock here with a 2nd down and 10 and 1:11 left in regulation. Eastmont would be stymied on its first drive of the second half, punt the ball away. Eisenhower would take it on Pacheco on the ground from 7 yards out, capping a 7-play, 73-yard drive. And with a 7:37 left in the third, we were tied at 14. But the ensuing kickoff would be returned by Wesley McElwain for 90 yards and a touchdown. That made it 21-14. Ike would counter with a field goal. This thrown behind the intended receiver here. As he was looking for DeAnthony Smith, Gary, it falls incomplete, stops the clock again on a 3rd down and 10 with 1:07 left here in the game. The 33-yard field goal for Eisenhower made it a 21-17 ball game with 4:01 to go in the third quarter. But Eastmont would score, taking the ball down the field on a drive that they needed desperately. 8 plays, 59 yards, nearly 4 minutes off the clock. The touchdown from Everhart to Massey. Now a handoff to Pacheco. He will get the first down as he dances out of bounds across midfield to the Eastmont 49-yard line. First down from there for the Cadets. Everhart hit Massey on a 26-yard touchdown pass, a thing of beauty. And with 11:52 to go in the fourth quarter, Eastmont led at 28-17, where we would stay until the defense held on a 4th down play from Eisenhower's 3-yard line, and then Talley on the next play offensively would take it across the end zone from 3 yards out. Made it a 35-17 ball game where we are right now. Again, Pacheco on the carry, and they will give him a gain to the 44. It has been a workhorse night for Damian Pacheco. Again, encroaching the upper 200-yard nights, 250 plus here for Eisenhower, but he's been their only offense tonight. 2nd down and 5. Handoff Pacheco again as he pads the numbers a little bit here as he'll take it down to the 40. It'll be a 3rd down for Eisenhower. From there, if they can get one more snap away. 23 seconds left as it counts down. Eastmont staring in the face at a 7-1 start this season. 4-0 in Big 9 play. Handoff Pacheco, and the dive play will get them the 1st down, but that will be all as they'll stop the clock just long enough to reset the chains with 9.2 seconds left. They might get one more playoff before it's all said and done. But Eastmont with 14 points here in the 4th quarter, stretching that lead to 35-17, and that is where the ball game will end here as Eastmont stays unbeaten in Big 9 play with just 2 weeks to go at Moses Lake and then at Wenatchee for the battle of the bridge of sportsmanship. And could it be also for the Big 9 title? We will find out. We'll come back with your postgame show straight ahead with Grant Olson down on the field as we wrap it up here from Wildcat Stadium and get our final. Eastmont 35 and Eisenhower 17. We're back after this on the NCWLIFE channel.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider, all assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling Medical Assistant Ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going charter college. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it? Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to Medical Assistant Ninja, so can you. Get on it.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Brought to you by One Way Construction, premier custom home builders and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. OneWayConstructionNW.com. The Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street, Wenatchee. TheFireplaceGuy.net. And Beneficial In-Home Care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Hello, and what is up? Welcome to Career Shift Business Edition. I've got 3 choices: certificate, associates, and bachelor's. I'm going associates. And I'm enrolled. Stay alert, this game moves pretty fast. Whoa, exams almost did me in. I'm back on track and picking up speed. And I'm in the home stretch. Degree complete, and I'm ready to go to work. Charter helped me make that career shift. Your turn.
Thanks for watching sports on the NCWLIFE channel. It's brought to you in part by the Fireplace Guys, Central Washington's most trusted names in fireplace and barbecue sales, installation, and service. Located at 1205 Walnut Street in Wenatchee, thefireplaceguy.net. Beneficial in-home care, your compassionate in-home care provider. All the benefits of assisted living while remaining within the comfort of your own home. And the Windmill Restaurant, providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Call 509-665-9529.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha Frapitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Welcome back here on the postgame show on the NCWLIFE channel. We had some gear that we had to swap over there, so Grant Olson decided to step aside and throw the microphone to me last second here. So here we are, and we're joined by the victorious Eastmont Wildcats, who knock off the Ike Cadets here 35-17. Joining us here on the postgame show, Wesley McElwain. We have Carson Everhart. We have Max Frazier, and of course the head coach, Michael Don. Well, first, coach, needed defense to step up again in the second half. Pacheco got his, but you got yours.
Yeah, no, we did. And big thing is it's really hard in high school football to grind out long drives, and we were able to make the field long for them. And so, you know, they'd get going, and then, you know, they'd stall out towards the goal line. We did a great job as a defense, rising up when we needed to, and then just they go on a lot of long drives. And, you know, they got theirs, they got a lot of yards, they got past midfield, but we were able to get stops when we needed to.
Momentum seemed to be swinging their way. They get a touchdown to tie it up, but then you get a big kickoff return for a touchdown. That was huge. And Grant and I are in the booth. We're saying, man, we just want McElwain to get one chance here.
Yeah, no, that was a great play. Our kickoff return coach drew that up on this week, and they noticed that they always kick the ball up the sideline. They had the ball, and so we figured we'd get one, so we put in a new return, and we got the ball in Wesley's hands, and Wesley did the rest of it.
Well, Wesley, most of that return, I had the wrong guy returning it on the call, so I apologize for that. But talk about that return and that touchdown. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it the whole season about how I'm trying to get one, but I just think that the kickoff return team blocked for me, and I appreciate that, and I just found a hole and hit it. So.
Well, you had a couple of good returns tonight that set your offense up again for another opportunity to get a big drive when you guys needed it most. And I wanted to talk to Coach about that too. You know, it was, what, 21-17 at that point, and you guys needed a drive. You had to have a drive, and boy, did you get one put together, and you got in the end zone again.
Yeah, we did. This week we decided to go back a little bit different, and instead of worrying about calling plays, we focused on trying to get players the ball. And we did a better job of that this week of getting the ball in our playmakers' hands. And, you know, they were explosive this week. And we saw, you know, Carson Talley ran the ball hard. You know, Kalen Massey continues to be explosive for us, and he ran the ball hard. And, you know, and Carson over there, he had a heck of a game for us, threw the ball better, and we've had him throw all year. And that's going to be a real big for us.
I wanted to talk to Carson Everhart about that, too. And when the things were kind of tough for you guys to run the football, you had to turn to throw the football. And, boy, you had a good game tonight. Talk about this win for you.
Yeah, I just had to trust my receivers, because if I let them get a chance to get the ball, they're all athletes, so they can make a move and make a play off of it. So as long as I get the ball in their hands, they can do something good with it.
Now, we were talking in the pregame show about that touchdown pass you threw across your body last week and how you were admiring the spiral. Did you have a chance to watch him come down in the end zone today?
Yeah, I had one to Massey that was kind of like that, you know, just kind of drop back, throw it, watch it, you know, just let him catch it, just do his thing.
Pink's a pretty good color for you, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. Also, I'll tell you what, Christian Tonga out tonight in the concussion protocol. We hope to get him back next week. I know he was part of senior night, so it's great to have he and his family here. And I see you have a little adornment maybe from the family as well. That's very nice there, Coach, here on Cats for the Cure night. But you needed somebody to step up, and I'll tell you what, this sophomore standing next to me now, I can't believe that you're a sophomore, Max Brazier. Congratulations on a great game.
Yeah, we know we need Tonga, but we can do it without him. Caleb Garcia stepped up at nose guard, and we all just had to do our jobs, and we know we can get it done without Tonga, but he obviously helps because he makes big plays.
That number 24 for them is a pretty good running back, and he gouged you a little bit tonight, but when you guys had to, talk about the defensive huddle and what you guys are saying to each other when you need to make a stop.
Yeah, he's small and he runs hard, but we just got to say you got to toughen up and you got to hit him hard, and then he won't want to run no more.
Well, Coach, 4-0 in Big 9 play. Still have that goal right in front of you here. I know you got 2 tough weeks coming up, but you defend the home field here tonight, and I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, we're excited about it. I mean, we're right where we want to be. It's right where we wanted to be to start the year, and our kids just keep looking forward one step at a time, and we'll continue to do that. And by the way, the Caleb Garcia kid we're talking about is a 9th grader playing varsity football tonight.
Man, that is something else. Well, the youngsters take care of the 13 seniors I think you have on the 13 seniors on the ball club tonight, celebrating senior night and going out in fashion with a big 35-17 win over the Ike Cadets. Gentlemen, thank you, congratulations, and that's going to wrap it up for the broadcast. For Jessica Medina, for Carson, or for Colson Crawford, there you go, for Marion Granstrom, and for Becca Freemuth back in the studios, for Tucker Wagner in the van, for Dan Kuntz out here on the field as our line producer. Thanks for joining us for Big 9 football. On behalf of Grant Olson, I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a good night, everybody.
Go Cats.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, and the Windmill Restaurant. NCWLIFE channel's coverage is also brought to you by Charter College and the Walkabout Grill. This concludes today's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE channel.